Sunroof top, digging in the scene with the gangster leaning up. And we ain't coming down, see on my face that smile, see on my head that crown, I'm on top of the world, top of the town, baby.
I moved up the hood that had the church on the corner where I sit and talk shit all day cause I wanna. And on top of that, wasn't none of y'all gonna do nothing but keep running your mouth and keep frontin'. Go ahead, say something. I'll wait. I ain't gonna wait too late, 'cause in a minute I'm escape. If there is no debate, no, it's not an option. You gotta keep the cop watch.
Sunroof top, digging in the scene with the gangster leaning up. And we ain't coming down, see on my face that smile, see on my
I'm from 140th and Lenox. I'm from NFL, up the block with 40 Wolves, Lou Simpsons, I'm on 142nd Cross Square, D. Ferg on number 8th Avenue. I don't see you around none of this. Not from none of that.
That if you didn't have strong dudes around him, you'd have had cats like the Lynch Mob. You'd have had cats like Preacher. You would have had cats like the 40 Wolves. You would have cats like Niggas for Life. Dudes who was really in the streets like that.
It's Harlem, but I ain't gonna lie, Sugar Hill is really 40th to 55th. Yes, we're gonna do a walkthrough and show you like who's from what block.
Oh, 140th.
40th to 55th. Yes, we're gonna do a walkthrough and show you like who's.
Now if you follow me, I will follow you too. Now if you follow me, then I will follow you too. Go all the way, all the way. Block, baby, I'm back and I'm balls. And I'm off that sauce. I'm getting money, of course, but I'm never ever thinking taking a loss. Shorty sipping that crystal. So shorty started buck wild. Shorty knocking buck wild. So you know niggas dick out. She taking them down. All the way down. She be taking them down. Go all the way, all the way.
She thought she could steal and walk away. Trying to sneak out of the supermarket with stolen items hidden in her bag, she arrogantly yelled at the security who confronted her, acting as if she was innocent. Even when the security tried to stop her, she refused to admit it, arguing with them, knocking over items in the store, and even punching one of the guards as they tried to block her. But seconds later, she learned a hard lesson and faced the consequences of her foolish actions.
Oh, shit.
Everything has to be perfectly fine to trust the system. And I was kind of concerned that we could have had frequent faults or outages because, you know, the internet is sort of a messy place and things can go wrong. And we did have a couple of cases where we came close to tripping the non-production. But I think history has sort of bared us out. Like there were only really two incidents, one about an hour, one I think was like 12 minutes, where these safeties caused us the problem. In both cases, it was because there was something wrong. And it's a good thing that we found it and fixed it, and nobody lost any money because of any of them. The system just halted. So I think that anti-robustness principle has sort of proved to be a good choice for us. But it's always a possibility that you could have, you know, the system halting. There are a number of different attacks on blockchains that can attempt to cause them to halt, and we try to halt if we think anything's wrong. So it is a conscious trade-off. Obviously, you know, we look at like how long you have to work. When you have a 1 hour outage, you need to work like perfectly for decades to get back to like the 4 nines or the 5 nines. I think it's gonna be a challenge to get to that ultra high level of reliability. I will say one thing in our defense though. Like once a year, Bitcoin goes in an hour without producing a block. So like by our standards, the Bitcoin block is down most of the time. But it's kind of a cheap shot. Like we're aiming for very high speed operation and very high reliability. It sucks when we fall short. But one nice thing about blockchains is like, and that's a bug. That bug is fixed. That bug doesn't exist anymore. Whereas like most centralized systems have failures on a regular basis. I think this still sort of proves out that public blockchains can be very, very, very high reliability, but 5 nines is still tough.
Sure. I think one of the things that you just mentioned there is the idea of like implementing a fix versus the idea of like I believe what you said is like making sure that yes, like everything's okay. Like how big was the fix that you guys ultimately had to implement, or was it like just checking a box like, you know, yes, everything looks good here?
So that one was a combination of two things. One was just a bug. It was just like, oh crap, like we got that wrong. You know, we have something that puts something in and something that takes something out, and the net effect of putting something in and taking it has to be nothing, and it wasn't quite. So it's just a slight defect in the algorithm that was causing a problem. And then the other one was just something just something that happens. It's just bad luck, and it happens, you know, about once every 2,000 ledgers. It's just bad luck. You can prove there's something called the Byzantine generals problem. I don't know what that is, but it's sort of a formal proof that a consensus type system can always have a chance of a divergence. Essentially, someone has to be willing to do something first, and then they can't be sure that anybody else is going to. Someone has to make the decision irrevocably to do something first that will never happen. And so we just fell into one of those very rare race conditions where the code is supposed to be able to handle because the bug it couldn't. And it's funny though, we still don't know for sure whether it recovered automatically or whether someone fixed it. So we were talking to some people who ran validators, and they were trying different things to fix it before we even really fully understood the problem. So I was like, I'm going to try this, and they did, and then it unjammed. We're still not completely sure whether it unjammed spontaneously or whether their action fixed it. Because it's hard to know exactly. Because one of the problems is like there's no single center of the system, so there's no one place you can look to find the order in which things happen. Sometimes you'll see things happening in different places, and you're not sure exactly how they affect each other. So we may never know exactly what the mechanics were of the way it failed, but we do know the core mechanism why it got into a situation that it couldn't recover from. we think bad luck got us into the situation, and essentially a bug prevented us from getting out.
Well, I think the idea that you guys have sort of a wider developer base, and you guys have continued to grow the ecosystem, and to the point where other people are able to sort of assess the blockchain network and use their own validators, I think is sort of core to this idea where it's like you don't necessarily know where that troubleshooting ultimately came from, or where ultimately produced the result. You know, Standard Chartered put out a note on XRP's potential earlier this year, and alongside some pretty bold price predictions, it talked about how a small number of developers is one of the things that is holding XRPL back still. In what ways do you think that can be addressed? And in what ways do you think that you've seen the overall sort of developer base for XRPL grow over time?
I think that's a fair criticism. I think the XRP Ledger's set of developers is not as big as I think it should be, given how obviously I'm biased again, but like I think the tech is great. I think we haven't had as much of the, well, because we don't have programmability at layer one. You can't just like build something at layer one. But like, to be fair, a lot of what's built is garbage. But we don't know what's the problem is we don't know what's going to work and what's not. It's very experimental. It's very early. So I think like lots of experimentation is good. I do wish we had more of that. I think there's quality and purpose in what's being built. I think we've built a lot of, curated best in class features. I think there's momentum. There's a lot of focus on real world utility, tokenized finance, payments infrastructure, compliance, enterprise adoption, the things that I think are going to set the stage for that next wave of retail adoption. So I think we carve out a niche. We carve out a niche where we have best in class versions of like core financial primitives versus the sort of you can build anything you want, but most of it is like junk and it's all kind of like fractured and diverged. So we'll see. When you launch the EVM sidechain, so if you want to build smart contracts on layer one, you can. And I just want to point out that's its own layer one. It's not a layer two, it's bridge. So if you're if you understand Solidity and building on the EVM platform, you're so welcome here. And we're trying to encourage people with grants, community funding, driving institutional adoption, and getting people involved, reaching out to students who are, to learn more about the ecosystem. We definitely are trying to attract more developers. And I think it is fair to say that we haven't been quite as successful in terms of the sort of number of developers. And I think more, I would love to see more people building, on the tools that we.
Well, David, you talk about the number of developers, and, I've talked to Bitcoin scaling solutions that tell me, hey, we're going to have this perfectly in Solidity, because if we don't, there's no way that we're going to have the developer base that we need in order to get traction at this point. Sometimes the overarching theme is that, if you're not EVM compatible in some sense, it's hard to get that sort of traction of developers. Bringing it over to the sidechain, this EVM compatible sidechain, like what's one thing that someone could build that you think would be like absolutely spectacular? Like when you think about like an EVM sidechain, like what is the product that should be built on there?
I think you should look at what people are doing with what people are actually doing with the financial system. Like if you're going for like adoption, retail users, like the biggest thing that people need is like some place to put their money. Like I know we're a little spoiled in the United States because we have access to, we're basically overbanked and we all have access to great investment services and everything. But there's a lot of people in the world who don't have a good place to put their money, don't have a good way to move into and out of investments. I think the killer app is going to be a place where I can put my money into it when I get paid. I can invest it and store it how I want, and I can pay with it like at the grocery store with low friction. Like if we can put those pieces together, that's how we're going to replace the financial system.
I totally hear what you're saying in terms of this idea, like working in line with the financial services that people are actually going to use at the end of the day. That sort of brings me to another topic that I wanted to talk to you about today. And that's like this idea of like on-chain compliance features. Like when it comes to XRPL, like it's often portrayed as a blockchain that's specifically designed for institutions. And if you're able to sort of opine a little bit on what qualities you think they value the most, that would be great.
I can say one thing first that I kind of wish I said in the previous one. It also is kind of in the previous question. I think it's also part of the answer. This is I don't think that institutional adoption is going to be going to reduce decentralization or reduce the sort of openness. I think that they're going to be, I think stablecoins are a good example. Stablecoins are a heavily regulated product. They're produced by institutions. They're subject to clawback and freeze, and yet they've enabled an open DeFi ecosystem. So I think that's the model that's going to repeat. So I don't want people to think that compliance is in any tension with decentralization and openness. I think the philosophy we've used on the XRP ledger, and I think what's going to drive the industry, is that people should be able to comply with the law, because if they can't comply with the law, they probably won't use it. But the XRP ledger doesn't have a government that runs it. Bitcoin doesn't have a government that runs it. And the ledger, the layer one, shouldn't be choosing what rules people have to follow, other than obviously the technical ones to enable the system. So I just want to say we should see compliance as an enabler of decentralization and openness, because it'll bring the enterprise tools, and then people will be able to like I might have some incredibly regulated financial product that I hold, and I might use it as collateral in some DeFi completely open thing. We can build those bridges where we can have compliance without having to like turn the whole blockchain into something regulated. So the XRP ledger started with the trust line model. Recipients have to opt into the assets they want to receive. So it's not like many other blockchains where you just get 40,000 garbage assets handed to you, which allows things like know your customer gating. We have escrow functionality so that assets can be time locked and conditionally released, which allows structured products, institutional settlement. There's ways that you can control who pays you. There's ways you can control who owes you money. There's clawback. So if a court, you can actually have legal obligations represented on the ledger. And if a court says a legal obligation doesn't exist, then it doesn't. And so you need to be able to remove it. We have, as you mentioned before, there's only one DEX. The XRP ledger is a DEX. But we've just recently come out with a feature that allows you to create permissioned portions of the DEX that interoperate with the unpermissioned portion. So like I can prove that I'm not a terrorist, and I will at least know, as far as anyone knows, I haven't been sanctioned by some agency as a terrorist, and I can prove I'm a US citizen. And so you could have some asset that like only US citizens who approve they're not terrorists or EU members, can access, and you can bridge that with XRP on the ledger. And so you can have these sort of zones of that are restricted to particular participants, and that will enable better institutional adoption, because we want institutions to be able to use the DEX. But if a terrorist might be providing the liquidity for their payment, it's a non-starter without having to turn the whole DEX into a permission DEX. We're looking at domain level asset verification, so users will know that they're interacting with the correct issuer, all at the protocol level. So it will be a seamless, it'll be a ledger level feature that seamlessly works with all the ledger's tools. And I think that will be very attractive, if I'm right, that the sort of enabling thing for the next generation of sort of retail adoption, mass DeFi, is tokenized real world assets and these other institutional lending. Then this is the design that's going to enable those both to coexist on a public layer.
I totally see what you're saying about this need for permissioned environments, but overall a permissionless sort of ecosystem at the end of the day. And that balance is something that you see a lot of different networks and projects trying to thread, as you're seeing institutions and sort of just more public companies, more average companies come involved. Before I let you go, David, what's one thing on the horizon for XRP Ledger that's got you really excited?
Oh boy. I think it's so hard to pick one thing. I think tokenized lending is going to be very interesting. This is very traditional lending where someone off-chain evaluates the credibility of borrowers, and someone's responsible off-chain to sue them if they don't pay. But all of the money is moved on-chain. So you can tokenize, you own a portion of the pool of loans, that's tokenized. You could sell it on the DEX, you could buy it on the DEX. I think that's really interesting, because I think the biggest thing that the blockchain space has been missing is a truly sensible investment. This is a huge problem. A lot of places in the world, they just don't have anything they can do with their money that just it provides a reasonable return at a reasonable amount of risk. And sort of the other side of portfolios of loans does that. They can be tranched, so you can have higher risk, you can have sort of first loss protection on ledger. I think that is a real mass adoption use case. In the United States, it's not so attractive to us because we have such good access to investments that are so easy, but there's a significant amount of the world that doesn't have access to good investments that aren't denominated in a highly inflationary local currency or something. And so I think that's going to be killer. I think the other thing is just I can put $30,000 somewhere where I can't easily get to it and play around with it in the DeFi space. But the vast majority of people in the world, they have to have their money where they can get it. If they get a flat tire or something, or they need milk. I think getting on and off ramps, which Ripple's been heavily focused on. I think RLUSD is going to help to do that under stablecoin. Just getting the off ramp experience seamless. I think we're in the next year. I think we're going to get that, and that's really going to open that sort of path to mass adoption. I think also just better user experiences. We're really if people are going to be able to use a blockchain, they're not going to have to. They're going to have to not. It's going to have to be the case where you can use a blockchain without having to know what a private key is, or without having to know what a blockchain is. Like, it's just going to have to just work. And I think we're really close. I think we're just like a couple of months away from turning some of those corners to true mass adoption, providing the financial services that like ordinary people around the world need. And that's why we've been doing this for so long.
David, I really appreciate you taking a sort of wider look in order to end it. I often think that us Americans, we get spoiled very easily when it comes to our sort of accessibility to financial services. And it really is core to this ethos of cryptocurrency, winding it back to 2022. Like, I can remember being in a position where FTX had just collapsed, and I'm looking at stablecoins and I'm telling myself, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the backbone of my bank account within the next 10 years. I just don't know how it gets there. And, I get the sense that talking to you today, we're closer. We're closer to that then. So with that takes it. And, that's me from Decrypt, Andre Bagansky here with none other than David Schwartz. Thanks for joining the show again.
Thanks, Andre. This was a pleasure.
I'll catch everyone in the next time. Check out decrypt.co for all your cryptocurrency news.
Enter your address and get a 360-degree satellite view of your home right now. See your city, your street, even your rooftop from above like never before. Download now for free to get started. Just enter your location and see your world from a whole new angle.
President Trump was working with the Russians and the election was compromised. It's all baloney. We've had countless investigations, the Durham report, the Mueller report, all these things that said that was garbage. And then, of course, we had the information that Tulsi just released, ODNI Director Gabbard just released 3 weeks ago that showed what they were doing, where they changed the intelligence community assessment. So this has been the pattern. So it fits with what they've been doing, which I think lends credibility to this whistleblower. But I hope he comes forward and will talk to us. And then we also need to find out why Chris Wray kept this information from us or didn't give it to us as Director Patel has. Indeed. One other thing that I do think is, well, I was just going to say one other thing that I think is critically important is remember what they did to Chairman Nunes. Mm-hmm. They accused him of doing this when he didn't. They accused him of the very thing that they did, according to this whistleblower. Typical left operation. Always accuse us of what they're actually doing.
We call that
Devin was proven right all along, and so was Cash.
Yeah, we call that projection. It's also amazing that apparently Senator Adam Schiff had ambitions to be the CIA director should Hillary Clinton have won that election, which is absolutely crazy.
Wow, that is crazy. If there's one man who has never let me down, his name is Jim Jordan. He is always doing his job, and I'm happy that my taxpayer dollars are funding his salary because he's actually one who does the work. Right? Not like Shifty Adam Schiff. Now, Caroline Leavitt just came out and spoke about Adam Schiff and the whistleblower revelations. So a lot of this stuff, people are now coming out and speaking about this because they don't like Adam Schiff. Let's tune in, guys. And comment your thoughts below with what you think should happen to Shifty Schiff.
The president has already said he wants to see Adam Schiff held accountable for the countless lies he told the American people in relation to the Russiagate scandal. I brought Tulsi Gabbard out to this podium to talk to you about all of that. And this administration is taking accountability very seriously. As for this new FBI whistleblower report, I understand Kash Patel last night declassified a 302 FBI document showing that a whistleblower who is a Democrat, a career intelligence officer who worked for Democrats on the House Intel Committee for more than a decade, repeatedly warned the FBI in 2017 that then Rep. Adam Schiff had approved leaking classified information to smear then President Donald Trump over the Russiagate scandal. This is obviously a bombshell whistleblower report. Hopefully more people in this room will cover it as such. And I have a quote from the FBI director for all of you. He has said this: for years, certain officials used their positions to selectively leak classified information to shape political narratives. It was all done with one purpose: to weaponize intelligence and law enforcement for political gain. Those abuses eroded public trust in our institutions. The FBI will now lead the charge with our partners at DOJ, and Congress will have the chance to uncover how political power may have been weaponized and to restore accountability. That's what the administration is focused on, and hopefully we'll see some more media reports on this whistleblower allegation. If this were reversed, if this were allegations against the president or any of these cabinet officials, I'm sure everyone in this room would cover it as such. Elizabeth, go ahead.
Thanks, Carolyn. After yesterday's action to federalize the DC police, is the president still interested in working with Congress to end the Home Rule Act? Something you talked about in the past. Senator Mike Lee has a bill on it. Is that something he's still interested in?
The president is...
Okay, we're going to move on from that. The DC stuff, Trump's taking care of it, so we don't need to watch that. But Schiff has now been urged to, quote unquote, resign immediately after the bombshell allegations revealed. So we will see if he does respond to this, call to get resigned. In my opinion, I do believe he should resign. So let's listen in.
All right, did you hear about this? A Democrat whistleblower has told the FBI that then Congressman Adam Schiff approved leaking classified information in order to discredit President Trump, and the White House is giving its first reaction.
The president has already said he wants to see Adam Schiff held accountable for the countless lies he told the American people in relation to the Russiagate scandal. I have a quote from the FBI director. For years, certain officials used their positions to selectively leak classified information to shape political narratives. It was all done with one purpose: to weaponize intelligence and law enforcement for political gain. Those abuses eroded public trust in our institutions. The FBI will now lead the charge with our partners at DOJ and Congress.
Iowa Congresswoman Mariannette Miller Meeks joins me now to react. Congresswoman, good morning to you. If true, how serious of an offense is this, and what can be done?
Well, it certainly is very serious, and Shifty Adam Schiff has justifying his name that he was given. Leaking classified information, as you know, is a serious offense, and it will be up to the Oversight Committee, Judiciary Committee, in order to handle this. But this is a very serious allegation. I've asked for Senator Schiff to resign. He should resign immediately.
Well, a Democrat staffer is the whistleblower. He was a Democrat staffer on the House Intel Committee for 12 years. And on top of claiming that Adam Schiff approved leaking classified information, this person also said Ranking Member Schiff was particularly upset as he had believed he would have been appointed as the director of the CIA had candidate Hillary Clinton won the election. What do you make of those details?
CIA? Could you imagine Schiff in charge of the CIA, guys? Our country would have been doomed down the toilet.
POV, you just learned what steroid injections do to your knees.
If you're over 40 and you're not doing this, your joints could be in trouble.
My kids say I'm aging in reverse. This is my secret.
See this egg? Well, there's something inside it that can completely change how your knees feel. And no, it's not the yolk. Hi, I'm Dr. Josh Levitt, and I've been treating joint pain for over 20 years. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, if your knees feel stiff, sore, or bone on bone, you've been looking in the wrong place, because the solution is not a pill, an injection, or a surgery. It's hidden inside this egg. Now, you've seen it before, that thin, slimy layer that clings to the inside of the shell. that part that makes it so hard to peel sometimes, that part that nobody talks about, the part of the egg that almost everyone just throws away. Well, that's where the real secret lives. This overlooked layer contains a precise combination of nutrients that your joints are starving for. The same nutrients that your cartilage is actually made of. And the reason most joint supplements don't work, they don't come close to delivering this level of joint nutrition. I have seen patients cancel knee surgeries. I've seen people toss their pain pills in the garbage, and it all started with what's hidden inside this egg. Now, you're probably wondering how you're supposed to use this. And I'll be honest, you can't just eat eggs or egg shells and expect that your knees are gonna heal. That's not exactly how this works. But I put together a short video showing exactly how this egg secret works, what makes it so powerful, and how thousands of people are already using it to rebuild their joints from the inside out. So if you are still in pain, you need to watch this. I'll show you exactly how to get this egg secret into your joints where it matters most, because your knees are not beyond repair. They're just missing something, and it might be hiding in the last place that you'd expect. Hi, I'm Dr. Josh Levitt, and if you've been told that your joint pain is just old age, if your doctor looked at your x-ray and said, yep, bone on bone, that's normal, if you've tried all the usual fixes and the pills, the turmeric, the glucosamine, the collagen, and nothing has worked, then I need you to stop what you're doing right now and pay attention, because what I am about to confess isn't just going to challenge what you've been told about joint pain. It's going to prove that your joints are not just wearing down. They are being eaten alive. And I know that that sounds scary, but it's not just fear mongering. It's something that I see inside the joints of many of my patients at an alarming rate. Let me explain. Actually, maybe it's better if I show you with a quick, shocking demonstration that you will never forget. So what I have in front of me here is a piece of gelatin. It is soft, it is springy, it's cushiony. Does it remind you of anything? It reminds me of cartilage. This is what healthy cartilage is supposed to feel like inside your joints, like the meniscus that's in your knee or the discs that are in your spine. It's that nice, soft, squishy padding in between your bones at every joint in your body that lets you bend and twist and walk and climb stairs and move without pain. Now, these crystals that I have right here represent something called MMPs, which is a type of enzyme that your body makes naturally. Now, these are not actually MMPs inside your body. Those are super tiny molecules, and we would need a microscope to see those. You're going to watch what happens when I take this soft, nice, healthy, spongy cartilage and I sprinkle these MMP crystals right on top of it. Now, when the MMP enzymes come in contact with the cartilage, the springy, healthy cushion begins to just melt away. Now, why does this matter? Well, because that's exactly what is happening right now inside of your joints. And most people with joint problems have never even heard of this. And believe it or not, lots of the doctors and the chiropractors and the physical therapists who take care of people with joint pain, they don't know about it either. You see, these MMPs are enzymes that are supposed to help your body clean up damaged tissue. But as you get older, or after an injury, or when your joints are low on key nutrients, these enzymes begin to go rogue. They multiply out of control. And they don't just clean up damage anymore. They start attacking healthy cartilage, breaking down the proteins that give it structure and give it its bounce. It's like termites in a wooden house. 1 minute, everything seems fine. And the next minute, the whole foundation is falling apart from the inside. And the scariest part about this is that you don't feel it at first. It starts slow, a little stiffness in the morning, a pop or a crunch when you're going upstairs, a dull ache that's in your knees after you've been sitting for too long. But then it starts to get worse, and suddenly it's hard to bend down or to kneel down or to walk without wincing. So you stop doing the things that you love to do, gardening and hiking and walking your dog, not because you want to stop, but because you just can't do it. And eventually your doctor shrugs his shoulders and says, that's just how it goes. But what if that wasn't true? What if the real problem isn't just wear and tear, but something that's far more sinister than that no one's even told you about? What if your joints are being eaten from the inside out? by something that your body is making and you've been told to just live with it. I call this process cartilage rot, and it is what happens when your joints are missing key nutrients. And these enzymes, these MMPs, they begin breaking down healthy tissue instead of repairing it. You're not going to hear about this in the average.
Thank God that did not happen.
Well, remember that we were upset with Adam Schiff being put on Intel and kept on Intel. We thought he should have left Intel, been off of Intel when this was suspected earlier before, when also suspected that he was lying about classified information. So this is a serious charge. He needs to be held accountable, but people need to call for his resignation. And I think members of Congress, at least on the Republican side, are asking for him to step down.
How will the investigation into this play out?
I think what you'll see is even though we are on our August work period in our districts, you'll start to see that Judiciary and the Oversight Committee will start making, proposals that he be brought in to give testimony in front of the House to be a witness. They'll start investigations, and they may issue subpoenas. They may wait until we're back in, but those plans are ongoing now.
Okay, well, the spokesperson for Adam Schiff responded to Fox News Digital saying Kash Patel's latest smear against Senator Schiff is absolutely and categorically false and is just the latest in a series of defamatory attacks from the president and his allies meant to distract from their plummeting poll numbers and the Epstein file scandal. These baseless smears are based on allegations that were found to be not reliable, not credible, and unsubstantiated from a disgruntled former staffer who was fired by the House Intelligence Committee for cause in early 2017. Your reaction to that statement from the Schiff camp?
Again, he's living up to his name. He's trying to deflect blame and attention from him and from his actions. This was people already suspected him of both lying about classified information and leaking classified information. You now have a whistleblower. We didn't have to change the whistleblower law like they did with President Trump and the Russian collusion hoax. But these are serious allegations, and he will be held accountable.
All right.
Wow. So if he gets held accountable for this, guys, this will be basically the first domino to fall with this. So we will have to see what happens with Shifty Adam Schiff. That's crazy, guys. I want to hear your thoughts on this one down below. Now, President Trump just gave a powerful, powerful speech. So let's tune in.
Rising market will do. Oh, it's going to get a lot higher. In fact, I told people 5 weeks ago, this is a great time to buy. I got criticized for that. Now they don't criticize me anymore. People should have listened. But it's going to go a lot higher. You're going to see, we've never had anything like this happen. It's an explosion of investment and jobs, and great companies are coming in.
Yeah, he says it's going to get a lot higher. I even had one of the course members in my website, thefinancezone.org, say that they made almost $14,000 just from taking the course. They said, thank you so much for teaching this. I can't believe how affordable you priced it. I just dropped the price down to only $10 a month, and you can still get the bonus stocks inside of up to $1,000 when you join my link below or go to thefinancezone.org. Even Kevin O'Leary says it's a buying opportunity of a lifetime. And President Trump said that this is a great time to buy and that this is a great time to get rich, richer than ever before. So if you want to learn how to invest in the stock market like President Trump and get up to $1,000 in bonus stocks with our SoFi link inside the program, click the link below or go to the website, thefinancezone.org. I'll see you in there. The price goes up tonight. Thanks for watching. God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.
We was about to resubscribe to, but why?
That was 2 clicks.
Oh!
Chris, turn that co-producer on.
This plugin is especially sick because like as soon as you put something in, it's a limitless amount of potential ideas.
It's definitely getting me from point A to point B a lot faster. And the fact that I don't have to go to another place and look for a sample, it helps my flow so much.
You have it listen, you type it in, and then you go digging. I mean, that's just kind of fire.
Too many great producers spend hours clicking through snares. Being able to execute that quickly and not have to go into another window is great.
It's the simplicity of it and it being just like a one-stop shop.
So many samples that we listen to as producers that just sound the same, and I love this because all of them are so unique and they're so good. They're literally listening to the song and what the song needs.
This is pretty cool, and it's as simple as dragging and dropping.
Yeah. The fact that you have unlimited credits is so sick with credits and stuff. If you don't want to waste them on things that might not work, there is no might not work. You just pull something in and see if it does.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use it all the time, honestly.
I would recommend this to any producer at any level. This is a must-have.
Yeah, get you co-producer, okay? It'll take you from here to here.
Yeah, to up there.
Yeah, co-producer.
Just come on, cut me a break. This ain't the way to go.
I fixed the charges after I've done arrested you.
You can stop that. You haven't did the paperwork.
Once I arrest somebody,
okay. Can you citate me? Because you can citate me. No. You can citate. I'm not answering any more questions.
He's not answering no questions. He said he's not answering no questions. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say.
Unfortunately, neither Officer McKinney or Officer Reynolds faced any consequences for their actions. Meanwhile, Lawrence's arrest cost him clients, forcing him to sell his business at a loss due to the damaged reputation. And McKinney? He left the Baxley Police Department only to land a promotion as Chief of Police in Odom, GA. Can you believe that? A cocky cop, rewarded instead of punished. If you think that was bad, wait until you hear our next case. This guy was exercising his First Amendment rights when law enforcement decided to confront him. He was perfectly within his rights to do whatever he wanted in public, including filming the police. But for some reason, this seemed to really upset the officer. That officer's ignorance of the law wasn't just embarrassing, it was about to turn into a much bigger problem.
Hey, give me 1 second. Hey, sir, I'm Officer Scott. Hey, right now, you're interfering with my scene. I don't mind you. Listen to me. Stop right here. No. I don't mind. Listen to me. 5 feet. I don't mind you recording. You can't be right here. You can't be right here. No, sir. You can go right up there where that playground is. Record that. No, sir. Listen to me. This is your last chance. You need to go over there at that playground and stay at my scene. What am I doing right now? Try to do my job, and right now you're interfering with that.
You have it lined up?
Right over there. Right over there.
You have it lined up?
What I want you to do is I want you to go right up there at that playground.
You have it lined up?
Right up there at that playground. Officer Scott 660.
Perfect.
What I need you to do.
25 feet.
If you want to record, just go right up on there.
25 feet's the law, right?
No, sir.
Unless you have it taped
No,
off.
sir.
Unless you have it taped off.
If you want to record, you go right up on there.
Unless you have it taped off, it has to be 25 feet.
Okay.
Right? 25 feet is the law. Right?
This guy tried to stand up for his civil rights and talk to the cops, but they didn't take it well. Being in a group seemed to give them a false sense of power, making them feel unstoppable. What happened next didn't just shock this guy who was simply exercising his constitutional rights. It will leave all of you stunned too.
It's your last chance. I need you to go up there.
25 feet is the law, right?
No,
okay,
sir.
how am I interfering
No,
with
sir.
you? If I'm interfering with you,
Okay, what I want you to do, go and turn around.
For what?
Go and turn around. Do not
What are you
resist.
doing?
Do not resist.
What are you doing?
Do not resist.
What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back.
What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back. Relax.
What are you cuffing me for?
Relax.
Wait a second.
Right now you're being detained.
For what?
Relax.
Okay, hold on a second. In order to be detained, here, I can have my phone.
Relax.
What are you detaining me for?
Relax and
listen,
stop resisting.
I'm going to tell you.
Stop resisting.
Oh, you know who I am, don't you?
Stop resisting.
You know who I am, don't you?
Stop resisting.
You know who I am, don't
Stop
you?
resisting.
I'm ask you one more time, why are you stopping me? Why are you putting cuffs on me? What law did I break? What law did I break? My name, don't you? Give my phone back. What are you taking my stuff for? You don't have to sit. I don't have to consent to search.
Stop.
I don't give you consent to
Stop.
search. I'm not under arrest.
Stop. You are under arrest. Stop.
For what?
Stop.
For what?
Interference with public duties.
How so? How so? Ow! You hurt me. You're hurting me. Give my phone. Stop. Go to the ground. Mr. Stark, stop. Go to the ground with him. Stop. Put him on the ground. Put him on the ground. Stop, Mr. Stark. Stop resisting. Stop. Stop fighting. Stop. Stop.
Aren't you tired of the hotel seminars where some guru invites you to a hotel claiming they're going to teach you the secrets the rich and banks don't want you to know about? And then when you get there, that guru isn't even there. Instead, you get some other guy who gives you very little substance, a lot of sales pitch, and then you're off to the next city to do the exact same thing. I'll tell you, hard-working, intelligent people are just tired of it. You know why? Because it's insulting. Fake gurus versus true experts. How do you tell the difference? True experts prove it with irrefutable public record documentation. Watch this. Every week, county and state-owned houses are offered for the price of the back taxes, penalties, and interest only. These are vacant houses just sitting there waiting to be purchased. I acquired this abandoned duplex for only $2,485.92. Here's the recorded deed that validates the acquisition price. I turned around and sold it as is in 1 day for $60,000 cash with a 21-day closing without spending any money on renovations. Here's the closing statement and a copy of the check. That's over a $50,000 net profit on one small deal. You see, true experts prove it with irrefutable public records. Fake gurus, they do a lot of talking and they never prove anything. Hi, I'm Tony Martinez, founder and CEO of the U.S. Taxing Association. And I have over 30 years of expert experience invested in and teaching others how you can achieve your financial goals through the power of taxing investing. Today, I'm giving you immediate free access to my new online taxing investment crash course that'll show you how you can start doing deals just like that. Just click the link below at any time and you'll start learning right now, right from the comfort of your own home. So why am I doing all this for free? Because I want to earn your trust and your business by giving you the opportunity to experience the quality of our information, the depth of our expertise, and the value of the support we give each client. I want you to know the difference between us and any other company in America when it comes to your financial freedom. You deserve a team of experts with a track record you can trust and verify. These binders hold the public records for over 2,500 tax-deed property transactions I completed for my own portfolio. They sit right here in my office for anyone to come see. We have an open door policy. You're welcome to stop by and see for yourself. We have the 30-year track record you can trust and the expertise to help you achieve your financial goals. So just click the link below and you'll start learning right now in a pressure-free environment without the high-pressure sales. Click the link and I'll see you on the inside.
Have you ever wondered if you could make money with a drone? I mean, real money, like replace your job money or even more? Well, what if I told you that right now, ordinary people are doing just that with drones? And I'm about to show you exactly how they're doing it. Now, the best time to start making real money with a drone and truly secure your financial future while creating time and money freedom so you can do the things that you want to do when you want to do them and spend time with the people that you love instead of being at the office. I mean, imagine not having to ask permission to go see your kids. Pretty cool, right? Well, because drones right now, they're easier to fly and harder to crash than ever before in history. Plus, what I believe is truly a once in a lifetime opportunity. The demand for drone services is higher than it's ever been, but the supply is lower than it's ever been in relation to the demand. Now, this isn't going to be like this forever. Eventually, it's going to equal out and will be like every other business. But in fact, we have a narrow window, 1 to 3 years before this all happens. Hi there. I'm Damon, aka the Drone Boss. And not only have I been making money with drones for over 30 years, but I help people sick of working 9 to 5s, veterans and entrepreneurs, start and grow profitable drone businesses. I've been featured on Fox Business, Wall Street Select, CNN, NBC, Interdrone, Spaceport America, countless other publications as well. Now, here's something mind-blowing. Precedence Research predicts that by 2030, the commercial drone industry will exceed $500 billion. Now, we hear all the time, a million, a billion, a trillion thrown around, but let me put it in perspective for you. If you had to guess, how long is a million seconds? Just take a guess. How long is a million seconds? Well, a million seconds is just 11 days. How about a billion seconds? Come on, take a guess. A billion seconds is 32 years. That's the difference between a million and a billion. And what about a trillion seconds? A trillion seconds is 31,700 years. That's how massive this opportunity is. And someone's going to get paid all that money. You only need to capture a tiny fraction of that to build a life-changing business. Just like Chris, who built over a $1 million drone business, or Dave, a retired Army colonel, or James, who built a drone business while keeping his full-time job, and Greg, who after 26 years at the only job he ever had, got laid off, but built drone business and never flew a drone prior to that. Look, the best part is you don't need to quit your current job. You don't have to have any drone experience. In fact, you don't even need to know anything about running a business. And right now, the competition is still incredibly low. Now, by 2030, the demand for drone pilots is predicted to increase 600% faster than any other occupation. The industry will grow by $450 billion. So whether you're wanting to start a side hustle or build a real asset for your family, the timing couldn't be more perfect. Look, I wish I had enough time to dive into everything with you right now, but unfortunately I don't. And that's why I'm hosting a special free training where we can dive into everything deeper. Why 2025 and 2026 are the best times to launch. The 4 key pillars you must have in place to build a successful drone business. And the 20 plus underserved industries that are just begging for drone services. Our paint by number system to attract clients, and the single biggest mistake to avoid and what to do instead. Plus, there's so much more. So you might be wondering, why am I giving this away for free? Well, let me be direct. The reality is most people, 90%, are going to do absolutely nothing with this information. Some people, 5%, will try figuring it out alone. And the select few, about 5%, who want to fast track their success are going to join our network of successful drone entrepreneurs. So click the button below to reserve your free seat. Look, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I look forward to seeing you there.
Can you believe these cops actually arrested this guy for obstructing their work? We all know that was just a lame excuse to cover up their illegal actions, but the real kicker, they were foolish enough to think this would hold up. Of course, this fight won't end well for them, but let's let them bask in their illusion of power just a little longer.
Whose lawn I break? What are you doing? Stop, relax. Gotta make sure to have any weapons on you. Hey, am I under arrest? You're under arrest, I already told you that. For interference with public duties. Excuse me, how so? How so? Get your hands off of me. Oh, okay. Here, let's roll them. You ready? Ow, you're hurting my neck. Roll them towards me. Ow. Towards you? Yeah. Oh. Okay, hang on. 6 up, 6 left. You know what? I've been waiting for this. What do you like? Get your hands off of me, damn it. What the f are you doing, man? Stop. Relax. Would you rest? Stop. Oh, stop. Oh! Oh! All right, let me get my leg shackles. I'll be right back. Stop resisting. Whatever's in this grass. Stop resisting. I'll be right back. You're about to be paid. Hey, pop the trunk.
We're good.
Stop fighting.
During the arrest, the officers were so aggressive that they started hurting this guy. Even after he repeatedly said he couldn't breathe, they kept on using excessive force. Shockingly, one of the cops even broke his shoulder. All of this just because he was filming in public? And believe it or not, that wasn't even the worst thing to happen that day.
All right, we're good. Up. Up. We're gonna roll you to your butt. We're gonna stand you up. Get up.
I can't. Ouch!
Let's go, Mr.
You're hurting me.
That's what we're doing. We're gonna get up.
You're gonna listen to me.
You're gonna get up.
Listen to
We're
me.
going to the back of the car.
What for? What'd you arrest me for?
Let's go.
What'd you arrest me for?
Let's go.
You. Oh my God! I can't. Ouch! You're hurting me. Ouch! Where's my phone? You. That's your. Get your fucking hands off me. Ow! Ow!
Seatbelt.
Ow! Ow! What are you doing?
I'll grab his feet for you.
You broke. Oh wow!
660-195.
Why do you think the officers were so upset about someone filming them? Was it their way of flexing their authority and showing who's in charge? Or were they angry because they had something to hide and didn't want anyone exposing their illegal actions? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned as we look back at how the cops handled the injured man. Spoiler, it's not good.
Interference and resisting. He's not related to them. He just walked up on our stop.
Okay. Hey, let's go ahead and get him out of here then.
Yeah. What's up? I mean, he's cross-body in there with shackled. I don't think so.
Hey, I'm gonna go with him. We going to RTL? Yeah.
I'll bring your car back. Is this you?
Just gonna follow.
Okay.
Y'all good here?
Yeah. Do you want a cutter for those cover cups?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay. We are live. Thanks, everybody. We'll give everybody a couple seconds to pile in here, but want to welcome everybody for today's conversation between Kevin O'Leary, also known as Mr. Wonderful. Kevin, good to see you. Thanks for joining.
Great to be here.
And we have a very special guest as well with Joey Bose. Joey is the CEO of Cytonics. Joey, thanks for jumping on as well.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. So if everyone is curious, you can always learn more about the company at invest.cytonics.com. You see it scrolling on the bottom here of our video. And then if you have any questions as we go through the conversation, please add those questions as comments. Our team will be running through those and hope to get to as many of them as possible during the conversation today. But I figured as a starting point, Joey, why don't you just introduce us to Cytonics and what you all are up to over there, and we'll take it from there.
Sure. So everyone, thank you so much for taking the time. Kevin, it's great to meet you. Thank you too. So Cytonics is a upstart. We're not a startup, we are an upstart, a challenge to big pharma and the way drug development is traditionally financed and performed. Our mission is to develop the first and maybe only true therapy for osteoarthritis. And what I mean by that is a therapy that actually addresses the root molecular cause. We call that disease modifying. To date, all therapies are palliative. They're Band-Aids. It's unacceptable. Big Pharma has failed to actually come up with a solution over the last 30 years. We know why and what to do about it. Now, equity crowdfunding has been our bread and butter. We've kept aggressive VCs off our cap table. We haven't had to partner with Big Pharma. We are doing it our own way.
Amazing. Tell us a little bit more, Joey, just about what you've been able to accomplish thus far from a development standpoint, from a capital raising standpoint. What more can you share with us?
Sure. So the company has a long and I guess the word circuitous pathway. Most biopharmaceutical companies are capitalized with big tranches of capital, 15, 20 million bucks, go. Preclinical trials, phase 1 clinical trials, get through phase 2, and then there's an exit. That's the traditional biopharma paradigm. Well, Cytonics actually started out as a medical device company. Our founder figured out a way to leverage the therapeutic activity of a naturally occurring molecule to treat the enzymes, inhibit them, that chew up cartilage. In about 2015, we pivoted to biopharmaceuticals, right? And we've raised about 15 million through equity crowdfunding, a total of about 25 million from high net worth individuals, family offices, and equity crowdfunding, as well as from a couple professional athletes that recently joined Cytonics as brand ambassadors and partners.
Kevin, you hear this story of Cytonics. You've got a lot of experience investing in multiple different industries. When you hear this, what comes to your mind? What do you think about it? Is this a little bit of a unique pathway for a company of this kind?
Well, it's rather interesting timing for Joy because there's no sector in the news more today than pharma for a whole bunch of reasons. And that's not just domestic, it's a global. And what he's talking about is the future of medicine, the idea that instead of just trying to put Band-Aids on symptoms, that you actually develop something far more meaningful for the actual patient, a true cure. And, you know, we've advanced a lot in these spaces. There's a lot of research yet to be done, and picking winners is difficult, but the potential here is a game changer for two reasons. One is one of the largest costs, if you look at the federal budget and the tax bill that is being contemplated as we speak, this hour is going to be tabled. It's healthcare. It's a brutal cost. It just doesn't stop because we haven't figured out how to really mine for success by stopping the disease in the first place or modifying the human being so that they're not afflicted by it through, you know, the research that Joey and companies like his are doing. So the noise around this space is not going to diminish. It's only going to increase. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because there's a huge economic driver behind it. Plus people would rather not be sick. It's that easy. But really curing them on a preventative basis is definitely the direction. And that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, Kevin hit the nail. Sorry to interrupt. Kevin hit the nail on the head. You know, close to $1 trillion is going to be spent by the CMS on Medicare and Medicaid. And it's just simply easier to treat symptoms, right? Now, in addition to the amount of government expenditure, look at insurance payers and private insurance payers, employee-sponsored insurance plans. That number is a multiple of what the CMS is paying. Developing true therapies that get to the root cause has the ability to slash that budget, slash the amount of monies that employers are paying and insurance payers are going to have to pay out, as well as obviate the need for more invasive therapies. Like in our case, a joint replacement, costly, invasive. Nobody wants to deal with that. Just imagine what happens even if you don't obviate the need completely, but delay a joint replacement by 5 or 10 years. That has a significant impact on the bottom line of insurance payers. And let's be honest, ultimately, in all of healthcare, the end customer is not a patient, it's not a doctor, it's not even an insurance company, it's the PBM of the insurance company. So really, what we're trying to do, in addition to bringing patients relief, is give these insurance payers an alternate first-line therapy so they don't have to go straight to the invasive and costly. That's a win-win.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I've been through that process. I've had a hip replacement, and I tried everything to avoid doing that. And the pain just got so bad, and I did my right hip, and I don't want to do my left. It still has some cartilage left. So I want Joy to be successful very quickly, because that would be a much better outcome. There's no question about it. I mean, look, the surgery was successful, and most of them are, but it's not fun, you know. And there's a period of the whole thing's expensive. That's the problem. Nobody wants to do it, but if you can't walk and it's changing your life in a negative manner, you're going to do it. But it's very expensive.
So Joey, talk to us a little bit further about how Cytonics is addressing these core issues that we've hit on, the expense, the regenerative aspect to all this. Give us a little bit more insight behind the curtain.
Sure. So let's start really at the genesis. I mentioned that what we're developing is a technology predicated on a naturally occurring molecule. Okay, this molecule is called A2M, and it's found in the blood. Nature has given us this gift. It turns out that A2M can block the enzymes that chew up cartilage, and that's what our founder, Dr. Scuderi, figured out. So what we're doing now is we're developing a engineered version of that naturally occurring molecule that is even more potent, so more effective in being able to block those enzymes. So it's anti-catabolic and it's an anti-inflammatory, all predicated on a naturally occurring molecule. Now that might sound familiar. You might think insulin. In 1982, Genentech and Eli Lilly created their first synthetic insulin. But prior to that, diabetics were treated with the insulin purified from animals, right? So what Lilly and Genentech were able to do was engineer a new type of insulin, it's called recombinant, that has tweaked properties. In this case, it was half-life. In our case, it's potency, and be able to develop on a commercial scale in high concentrations that can be precisely dosed across patients. So that's our overall strategy. Now, all of this is a response and a challenge to big pharma's failed approaches. Like I said, we understand why they failed. And traditionally, big pharma's paradigm is develop a single molecule that targets a single target, receptor, protein, DNA, whatever, that has a singular effect. So it can't be off target. Well, it turns out that osteoarthritis is caused by a host of these catabolic enzymes, which you call proteases. They're like little Pac-Men that chew up cartilage. So a true therapy must address all of these proteases to be effective. It's kind of like Medusa. To slay a Medusa, you have to cut off all the heads, right? Big pharma's failed to do it. They have a myopic approach. We identified that. A2M's the solution. Turns out this naturally occurring A2M is a natural broad spectrum anti-protease drug, protease inhibitor, right? We discovered that, and then we figured out how we could leverage that to address big pharma's failures and put us on the right track to developing a real disease-modifying therapy.
Have you run any trials or tests or studies that have, validated this approach?
Sure. Yep. So the way the drug development works is really four main phases. The first is preclinical, like a drug discovery. You got to come up with a therapeutic modality, a putative drug candidate, test it preclinically, and then you move out of the lab into human clinical trials. Well, on June 19th, 2024, we dosed our first human patient. This was the culmination of over 7 years and $10 million in preclinical development. It was a massive scientific feat to be able to genetically engineer the A2M and be able to purify it in concentrations and to purity levels that the FDA would recognize as sufficient and that could potentially be commercially viable. So that was a big moment in June of last year. Now, all the patients have been dosed, all of the follow-ups have been completed with the physicians, and so far there have been no drug-related adverse events reported. Still waiting for that official interim data and still waiting for that final clinical study report, which will be published later this year. Now, all of that information will go straight to the FDA to be able to support our next set of trials, right? It happens in this iterative way where constant communication with the FDA allows you to step through the regulatory process towards commercialization.
Kevin, from a investor standpoint, healthcare biotech can be challenging, but also very rewarding sectors. What do you look for in companies in these areas?
Always first, what problem is it solving and how big is that market? This is a huge market. I mean, this is, you think about it, particularly in the focus on longevity defined by mental health and mobility. There's billions of dollars going into this space now because America's aging. And all of a sudden, all kinds of people are worried about those two things, mobility and cognitive health. That's the essence of where this drive is. And mobility, I mean, you can't have longevity without mobility. You have to be able to move and exercise. And so the extent that this saves a hip, that in itself would be huge. And, or cartilage or a knee or an elbow. I mean, or, a shoulder. Just think about it. All of the complaints that people have after they turn 50 and maybe have genetic deterioration, because some people never need hip replacements and others do. But there's generally a lot of decline going on. And if this could, it's much better than the procedures that are often offered now, because they're very invasive and they're damned expensive. And the recovery time, particularly for knee joints or shoulders, brutal, just brutal. So I think there'll be a lot of interest in this. Sounds promising. And if you're interested in this space, in this sector, and why wouldn't you be? Because, I mean, this is going to be in the news for the next, I don't know how many years. I mean, it's really driven by the economics of the situation we find ourselves in. This would save a lot of money and a lot of pain. And that's a nice cocktail to be an investor in.
Joey, what are you paying attention to with all the recent news and events around your space? Is there anything you're looking out for, or promising news or tidbits that you're hearing?
Absolutely. So two things come to mind. There are two potential disease-modifying therapies that are currently in development in late-stage trials. One of them is called sperfermin. The other one's called loricivivin. All mouthfuls. I hate the way that the drugs are named. You can barely even say them. Interestingly, their mechanisms of action differ from our proposed mechanism of action, and it's complementary. Sperfermin, the loricivivin, honestly act as the gas towards creating cartilage, whereas our drug, it's called CYT 108, Site 108, as an homage to the name of the company, as well. The 108 refers to the 108th attempt we made to develop this drug. So you can see it was very involved. Site 108 is like the brake to cartilage destruction, gas in brake. I want both those drugs to get approved. Oftentimes people think first to market. That's not how it works in biotech. In biotech, markets are enormous, and oftentimes you need drugs with this identical mechanism of action to be able to treat an entire population. Case in point, Keytruda, best-selling drug of all time, just replaced Humira. PD-L1 treats what? I think they got their 42nd indication for all kinds of cancers, and there are multiple other PD-L1s out there. Here's one you'll be familiar with, the GLPs. How many GLPs are there now? There's like 50. It's insane. So what I want to see is another disease-modifying therapy get approved, especially if it has complementary action, a complementary mechanism of action that will drive attention to the sector, more investment to the sector, and could potentially result in a combination trial, possibly a combination of therapy if these drugs get approved.
Kevin, you're someone that's obviously close to the news and recent events. There's been a new administration that's taken the Oval Office. Is there anything that you're seeing or hearing related to regulatory approvals for drugs? And there's always been these major holdups and delays and things of that nature. Do you see any ease of regulations happening in that area as well?
Well, we have major new policy being proposed even this morning, particularly on drug pricing. Whether it gets through Congress, another story. But also Kennedy was an interesting appointee and now confirmed and sworn in. Very interested in lowering medical costs, so that momentum is very positive, and very interested in diet in America, which has caused so many problems, including diabetes. And so I think this whole area is going to get a lot more scrutiny, a lot more press, a lot more focus, a lot more social media as people start to explore alternative ways of staying healthy and cutting costs. I can't stress the cost factor enough, because it is the one budget item that is out of control, completely out of control. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But just hammering pharma companies isn't enough. Like, that's not going to work, whether that even happens or not through Congress. It's more about changing the entire protocol and focusing on preventing bad outcomes. That's how you save trillions of dollars. And who doesn't want that? You know, the population is extremely motivated if you give them the path to say, look, if you don't try this procedure, you'll end up with artificial limbs in 10 years or 5 years, the way things are going for you. Generally, you get off your ass when you hear that. That's what would happen. And that's what will happen.
And Joey, is that the main reason why Cytonics has gone the equity crowdfunding route for its capital needs, as opposed to the more traditional sources, is going directly to the crowd and to the people that are dealing with these issues and asking them to stand up and try to fund the change?
That's one of the reasons. First and foremost, venture capital money is aggressive. VCs get on your cap table, they slash and burn it. It's not attractive to us. We know that we have a real therapy. We're driven by a team of very successful individuals in our own regards. The founder is an orthopedic surgeon, probably the best spine surgeon on the East Coast, maybe the West Coast as well. The company emerged while he was doing a fellowship at Stanford, published over 45 papers. Amazing driving force behind the company. Myself, I'm a biomedical engineer, cross skill set in investment banking. The chief scientific officer is a genius protein chemist, over 30 years at Big Pharma. So he knows how to get this done. We understand the challenges of Big Pharma, of working with Big Pharma, working with venture capitalists. We want nothing to do with the institutions. We are a grassroots revolution. This is a company for the people, by the people. We're challenging all of the incumbents. When we are successful, this will be the first biopharmaceutical company that has ever done this. And we're going to be extremely happy and extremely proud of the over 6,000 shareholders currently that are going to get us there. That is going to be an amazing day, ringing that bell potentially, or however the exit ends up taking shape for early investors.
Let's go to some questions from the audience. We do have lots of questions and people tuned in right now. So one question here for Joey: what are the biggest hurdles of getting through the regulatory approval process?
Sure. Just generally, the FDA approval process is extremely rigorous. There's a reason why a lot of these drugs cost so much money, and that's because the rate of attrition in CapEx that goes into a single drug getting approved is enormous. By analyst estimates, it takes in between $2.5 to $5 billion per drug approved. That doesn't mean it costs that much money to get it approved, but if you look at the costs that were sunk into all the failures, divide that by the numbers of drugs that get approved per year, which is like 50. That is an enormous figure, right? So you can see that the rate of attrition of drug development is enormous, okay? And it actually follows a pattern called Ahrum's law, the opposite of Moore's law, right? Remember Moore's law? Number of transistors double every X amount of years, exponential scale in computation. Ahrum's law is the reverse. Drug development gets harder and harder and harder and harder. One reason is the low-hanging fruit's been picked. The easy drugs and easy diseases have been solved. Now we're working on the harder ones, but the FDA doesn't change its regulatory requirements. And that's a great thing in a lot of regards. It's very, very challenging. The highest rate of attrition is during phase 2 clinical trials. So we expect that one to be the most difficult. Now, to mitigate that risk, there are a few things that you can do. One is constant communication with the FDA, so they are apprised of the status of your drug development, as well as the challenges you face and how you've overcome them. A unique de-risking element for Cytonics is the fact that our lead drug candidate, that Cyte-108, that engineered variant of the naturally occurring A2M, is uniquely de-risked by the fact that we've developed a first-gen technology that leverages that natural A2M purified from your own blood. Its commercial and clinical success is really a testament to that. We've already treated over 10,000 patients, many of whom experience immediate relief, and certainly within 24 to 48 hours, including professional athletes like Hoist Gracie, a number of our early investors, surgeons, and patients who have used the tech. That is a very unique de-risking element as we move through the drug development process. Very non-traditional, usually with de novo drug design. This is a first foray into exploring the mechanism of action, and there might be a lot of adverse events you don't know. But because Cyte-108 is based on a naturally occurring molecule, it stands to reason that if it's effective in humans and has no side effects, right, then our engineered version has a lot of potential in that regard. So that's a very important thing to realize about how our drug development program is de-risked through the incredibly rigorous and difficult FDA approval process.
Kevin, one of the audience members asked here, what do you think is the key to scaling a healthcare innovation company?
Well, success in trials, obviously. You get through that, gets through stage 3, and magic happens because, you know, it's a solution. It becomes a viable solution, and what very often happens is a large pharma company that has distribution globally will buy it. And that's traditionally been the model, and that's a very, very good outcome for investors, particularly if it's one of just a few drugs that achieves the success. Those exit multiples are extraordinary because they address massive markets, and they've gone through the challenge of the stage 1, 2, 3 trials. So that's the best outcome. You don't have to develop your own distribution. You never have to if you have a successful drug. And in some ways, reinventing distribution is not a great investment. Providing product for distribution has proven to be better for investors, because there's every large distribution entity, whether it's big pharma, whoever it is always seeking what's next. And this very well could be what's next in a massive market. I mean, think about how big it is. It addresses mobility. That's what it does.
Joey, another question here. Can you tell us more about your drug delivery system injection into humans?
Sure. So this is referencing our first generation technology, and we call it the APIC system, which stands for autologous, meaning coming from self, protease inhibitor, that's the A2M, concentrate system. So what we're able to do is draw patient's blood, centrifuge it, run it through our proprietary filtration system, which just takes advantage of the fact that the A2M is enormous and all the rest of the blood proteins are tiny. So imagine a sand in the sea. We just retain the enormous A2M, take that purified A2M concentrate and inject it directly into afflicted joints. And that can be fingers, toes, knees, elbows, hips, like in the case of Kevin, shoulders, etc., and spine too, any joint that contains articular cartilage. So it's a direct to joint injection, which is huge, because what that means is it avoids systemic delivery. So it's targeted. So there are lower chances of off-target effects, of side effects, because the drug does not distribute throughout the body.
Gotcha. Well, great. Listen, we're coming up on time here, and so I just wanted to, in closing, thank both Joey, you and Kevin for jumping on today and diving into this conversation further. Again, if you need to learn more, please visit invest.cytonics.com, and you can learn more about the company and the offering and everything that's going on with the business. But gentlemen, thank you both again so much for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Kevin.
I'll be hitting on Joy for my left hip soon.
You got it. I mean, seriously, if you want the therapy, fly out there.
I do want the therapy, so I'm going to be talking to you.
Yeah.
That's the best pitch when you get a customer out of it. I mean, my goodness, you know how many people, when they hear about this, are going to want this? I mean, this is a big deal. All right. Good luck, Joey. Ciao.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Macht, and I'm here to talk to you about something incredibly important. My favorite brand new puzzle game, Royal Kingdom.
You see, I'm a bit of a puzzle enthusiast.
I can solve everything from pesky cubes to impossibly impossible crosswords to this humongous castle thingy. Royal Kingdom is not just another puzzle game. It's a whole new level of challenge.
Yes! No!
And there are never any ads, which means unlimited fun. I'm already about to beat level 759, and if that sounds like a ridiculously high level to you, well, that's because it is. Watch this. Boom! Never really liked that lamp anyway. That's not good.
So, whether you're a puzzle fan like myself,
or just looking for some fun? Why don't you do us both a favor and download Royal Kingdom today? You can even play in the dark.
County, you can go over the channel.
Their biggest concern? That the guy spat on one of them. But really, what did they expect? He'd respond to their awful behavior with kind words and gratitude? Maybe it's time these officers learn that respect from citizens is something you earn, not something you can force through intimidation and aggression. When will they finally figure that out?
Hey, Sarge. Hey, do I need to photograph you?
Huh?
Did you get spit on?
You spit on my foot.
You want me to photograph it?
Is it still wet?
Where did he get you? Whereabouts?
This corner. I already kind of wiped it with my hand.
I'll see that.
Text 432 94 242 432 94 242.
The cops who were still out on the street coordinating their story to justify an arrest they knew was wrong. Making up reasons doesn't make it right. Meanwhile, the guy they arrested sat in a police car with a broken shoulder and obvious pain. And not one of these officers thought to call 911. Let that sink in. Just how far can a lack of basic humanity go?
Can you get back in the car, okay? We'll be done in just a minute. Hey, so driver, just give him a citation for no driver's license and for drug paraphernalia.
He said he does have a deal. He handed me his ID.
Oh, well, let's scan it, or let's just run him and see if we can find it.
Okay.
If he does have a deal, then we'll just give him for drug paraphernalia.
All right. So the only thing I got.
Yes.
Would you have been okay with me leaving them and assisting?
No, because so he started getting mouthy. I just de-escalated until Drake got here. So I wasn't engaging, and then Drake. As soon as there's 2-on-1, I'm good. But you were fine.
Okay.
No, you were fine.
I don't want to get that twisted. Like
No, not at all. No, that was your primary job right then. So
From the officers' conversations, it becomes clear they knew exactly who this guy was and arrested for similar petty reasons by the same department. It's obvious these cops didn't want anyone standing in their way. The most disturbing part, they treated him as if he was less valuable because of his past. If you think that sounds harsh, just listen to how they talk about him.
Go ahead and knock out his citation.
Do you have any material?
Yes.
Yeah, what?
Your squirts.
Okay. So this one here takes care of all that.
So I didn't
feel
even.
it in my hands.
I didn't recognize him.
What's his name?
That's Charles Stark.
Oh.
Yes. So I'm going through the car. He's watching the kids.
Gosh, this is burning.
Well, yeah, you probably got all kinds of little abrasions and stuff on you.
No, it's just my skin. It's like feels like it's really cold when it first hits, and then it's like, and then it goes away.
So Charles comes walking down the way with his cell phone out. I'm like, oh, maybe.
If you think this story is bad, just wait for our next video, because what comes out next will truly leave you speechless. It's hard to imagine things could get any worse, but some officers seem determined to set the bar even lower.
Would you be happy if you stayed where you are in life and job forever? If the answer is yes, then this video is not for you. But if you want to finally achieve the time, location, and financial freedom you know you deserve, then this new career may be the answer to all your prayers. Because what I'm about to reveal to you is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It pays extremely well. It's flexible with hours and location. You don't need a degree. And here's the craziest part. You can earn while you learn and still have enough time to juggle your current job, responsibilities, and even family. So here's what I'm talking about. I'm David Bragg, founder of Front End Simplified. We help people like you land tech jobs guaranteed without needing a degree or previous experience. The tech industry is already one of the biggest ones in the world, yet it's still expanding by 20% year over year. And global companies with the budget to pay high salaries are desperate right now to find talent. Why, you may ask? The reason is simple. With more and more apps being developed and everything going online, these companies need people to build and support their new features and softwares. And the problem? There's just not enough people out there to pull from. Probably because they think coding is too hard, they think it takes too long to learn, or maybe they don't even know this career exists. That's why this is such an amazing opportunity. Front-end development is the easiest part of coding to learn, yet the average salary is $113,571 per year, and that does not include bonuses. And because of this difference in supply and demand, it's also the easiest field in tech to break into. After all, you don't need previous experience or a college degree to get hired. And I know this because I went from making $17 an hour at a grocery store and being addicted to video games to landing a $160K front-end developer job at Canva without a degree. Or because I took action on 3 simple secrets that a beast coder shared with me. Once I took action on his advice, I was able to finally land a 6-figure job in tech that not only gave me the financial freedom, but also location freedom, time freedom, because I only had to code like 2 to 4 hours per day, and fulfillment because I was finally working a job that I actually felt proud of. And when you click or tap the link below, you'll discover the 3 steps, the same ones that caught the attention of Forbes and 100 other publications. So you too can break into the tech industry in a matter of months, the same way hundreds of our students have done it and changed their lives. Like Torrin, who went from making $56K a year in the military to landing a $120K job without a degree in under 5 months. Or Ryan, who started with 0 experience in coding, yet was able to land an $80K job after 6 weeks and then a $175K job working at Amazon in 6 months. Or Dina, who landed a $90K job for the first job she applied to by breaking into the tech field using our system, and she's now making $150K per year. But listen, at some point, universities will see this gap and they will start teaching front-end development. So this opportunity to easily get your foot into the tech industry will not exist forever. If you're someone who's feeling trapped in an unsatisfying job, someone who wants to leave commuting and financial constraints behind, click or tap the link below to discover how to break into the tech industry in a matter of months. It's not an exaggeration to say this could change your life forever, because it did for me and hundreds of our students. So don't wait. Take a few minutes to watch this video, and if you don't have the time right now, at least click the link below and bookmark it for later, for when you have a few minutes, because who knows if you will ever see this video again.
So a lot of people was like, yo, Cam, what's going on with you and Omar Gunn Jr.? Here's what happened.
Cast it, like, no disrespect to nobody I'm talking about, when like Vin Ranger sitting around or Omar Gunn Jr., y'all niggas sitting around, like.
So that's what happened. I called him Omar Gunn Jr., and he's like, that you calling me out my name. Cuba's the junior. How am I be the junior? And he made 3 diss records. They wasn't that bad. They was actually pretty good, to be honest with you. But I was like, damn, this is bugging. So when I did my freestyle, I said, please don't mention me with no Omar Gooden. He did another record. Cool. So this while we working on It Is What It Is, Duffer like, Kim, you ain't got time for that, man. We got to finish. I said, Duffer's right. But I'm on vacation. So I threw up a post the other day like, yo, you a Nickelodeon kid. Stop playing with grown folks. So what'd he do? He do another diss record. So you know me, I got a new way to play with pause, super pause. I'm gonna start booking because y'all broke. A lot of is broke. I booked that for $7,500 to do a movie for 3 weeks. He said I didn't. So you know what I did? I booked it to do a movie that's never coming out. Like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, Omar. That movie you flew to Miami for, it ain't no movie coming out. I booked you. And I was laughing at you behind the scenes. I was there. I was sitting there laughing at you. And you know what? Now you're coming on Revolt tonight because you signed the paperwork saying I could do whatever with the footage. You thought them real movie producers? They are real movie producers. But that was my. You was in a room full of. That was my. Check it out, y'all. Look at this.
Whole staff. This is the whole staff from when I was shooting. Oh, look, he signed the paperwork. Hold on, let me get in here. He's signing the paperwork. This is meaning I can do whatever I want with this footage I want to do. Sign that paperwork right. You're reading for nothing, stupid. Put your titties back in. What you doing with your titties out? What's wrong with you, man? You're comfortable too. Not comfortable, put your titties away. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, look, he's brushing his hair. Look, hold on, let me get back. Oh, hold on, let me get back in. Get the waves right. Oh, get the curls. Look at this nigga doing push-ups. Look at, I got this nigga doing push-ups. Get your ass on the floor and do push-ups, nigga. Nigga really think he in a movie. Do your push-ups. Yeah, I got you doing push-ups, stupid ass. Look at him. And that's just behind the scenes. So tonight at 10 p.m. on Revolt is going to be streaming tomorrow. Look at Omar Gunn playing in a movie that's never coming out. Mind you, they all speaking Spanish the whole time. He don't even speak Spanish. They talking about in Spanish while the movie's going on. So the dialogue is all Spanish, and he don't know Spanish. They was talking about you, stupid. Now, keep doing another record. I'm going to book you for my goddaughter baby shower. Her shit is in October, and we'll book you to do all the dish records. I'll pay you for that, too, because what I'm going to start doing is paying to laugh at them. It cost me $3,500 to do everything to book you, their hotel, your flight, all that shit. It cost me $12,000, $13,000 to go to the NBA game. I just rather laugh at you for $3,500. Be careful. This is my new shit. It's called Book My Ops.
It's not the father. So stop believing that stuff. And I don't know if you ever had to deal with the DC government, young, but they suck, young. They have got a lot more better now that the officers have did what they had to do and got all of these people out of the government and got rid of the riffraff and things of that nature. People actually do work now. Let me give you this for example, right? You got carrying conceals or whatever that were being issued by the DC separate department that was handling the gun license and the things of that nature. They went from turnaround time for like 4 months, 5 months for you to have to get a gun registered in DC and get a carry and conceal to 2 weeks. It used to take you 3 months just to get an appointment to talk to somebody and take your information and your gun down there. Now, you go online right now and they got appointments available tomorrow. How does that happen? What changed? You put some fire under their now they want to do some work.
Alam naman natin na sa panahon ngayon tumataas na yung value ng mga cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB at marami pang iba. Isama na rin natin dyan yung mga meme coins. So tamang-tama ang video na to dahil pinadalan tayo ng Elephal ng X-Card na cold wallet kung saan maaari natin itong gamitin at safe na safe ito. So susubukan natin i-set up, gagamitin natin paano mag-transfer, paano mag-send at titingnan natin kung gaano ka-safe and secured yung asset natin dito. So without further ado, let's go! Okay guys, so inbox na natin siya. Ayan, tanggalin na natin sa plastic. So hiniwa na natin, din na lang natin pinata sa video. So para saan guys, napaka-premium box pa lang. Ayan. So dito guys, nakasulat na yung mga features niya guys, lalo na si CEL6 Plus offline wallet generation, multi-layered protection, ayan, cross-wallet compatibility, bank card size and portable. Ayan. Duplicate for backup and more. So, hindi lang yun guys, meron din tayong highlight dito na 40 plus coins, NFTs, and more than 10,000 tokens paired with Elipal app. So, pwede rin tayo mag-swap, buy, and stake with ease. So, ganyan po siya kaganda. So, buksan na natin. Let's go. Sa pagbubukas. Okay, so napakaganda guys, no? So, what we have here is the device. Okay. Device natin. And then, yung card. So, as far as I know, guys, itong card na to is itong parang sleeve niya, protector po siya. Ayan. So, nakasulat dito. Ayan. Protector sleeve to prevent unauthorized scanning. Okay. So, kapag hindi nyo siya ginagamit, much better you put it here. Wow. Look at this. Napakaganda, oh. Grabe. Look at the premium design of this card, guys. Ang ganda. Okay. Ayan. So, ang ganda niya guys. For the next one guys, meron tayong quick start guide. Okay, so ayan. Instruction kung paano natin siya gagamitin. And yeah, QR code, daily use, attention, something like that. Okay, next is the what's in the box. So, as far as I know, kompleto naman. Seed phrase sheet. Okay, so dito guys, ito yung ilalagay yung seed phrase ng inyong device. Tapos, and the last one guys is yung kanyang charging cable, USB Type-C na po siya. Okay, so yun, tanggalin natin yung plastic. Wow, this is the most I love. Okay, so ngayon guys, again, power on. Dahil nalobat siya. Ayan, create new wallet. Press the circle. Okay, insert card. Okay, let's insert this card. Ayan. Okay. And from here guys, we are going to choose seed phrase 12, 18, and 24. In my case guys, let's check this one. We can input up to 24. So let's try to use 24 for full security purposes. Okay. So let's set up the pin. Okay, wallet created. So, need the duplicate. So, let's say no kasi isa lang naman yung card natin. Let's hit this red one. And now, back up your seed phrase. Next. Otherwise, you may losing assets which cannot be recovered. So, we need to input all of the seed phrase here. Okay, so I've selected 24. So, I'm gonna use pen to input all the seed phrase. Okay, so after we write down all the 24 words, so we need to confirm the seed phrase kung talagang na-input ba natin siya. Okay, and so yung number 7 ko, let's check. Number 12. Okay, you can now remove the card. Okay, you've created one card. So, I think that's it. Connect Elipal app to proceed. Okay, so ngayon guys, pupunta na tayo sa Elipal app. Okay, so yun guys, itong device na to, hindi na natin siya gagamitin. Actually, ginamit lang natin siya for the setup. And since okay na tong card natin, we can use this na as a cold wallet sa ating Elipal app. Okay, from here guys, sa app natin, tap natin tong Elipal app. Okay, and here guys, select natin yung cold wallet. And dito guys, select natin itong X card. And from here guys, kailangan natin turn on yung NFC. Hanapin natin dito guys yung NFC. Meron tayong NFC dito. And turn on natin yung NFC. Okay, tapos set up natin. Okay, so enter natin yung card pin natin. Okay, submit natin guys. Tapos dikit natin sa likod. Ay, pag nag-vibrate siya, huwag nyo muna tatanggalin. Hintayin nyo muna matapos. Ayan, okay. At this point guys, so magsaset up na tayo, no, ng mga asset or coin na gusto natin ilagay. For example guys, select all na natin para mas maganda, complete. Ayan. So mamaya natin lagyan ng feedback. So ayan guys, so ito na yung pinakang wallet natin. Connected na siya at wala siyang laman ngayon. So ngayon, magde-deposit tayo using BNB. So ang gagawin lang natin guys is tap receive. Tapos BNB, and copy lang natin yung wallet address, then gagamit ako ng computer para makapag-send. Okay, so ngayon guys, itatry natin i-check, ayan, sa ating wallet kung pumasok yung transfer nating asset. As example, refresh natin. Ayun. So, okay guys, pumasok yung BNB na ginawa nating example to receive asset. Okay, so ngayon magsasend naman tayo ng asset. Tap lang natin yung send. Okay, select natin si BNB. And then paste lang natin dito yung wallet address. And then max BNB natin, for example. Okay, tapos tap natin yung submit. So, i-ready natin yung card natin guys kasi ito yung gagamitin natin. Okay, understand. Ayan, use the X-Card wallet ending number. Next. Ayan, tapos yung PIN natin. Okay, so after natin malagay yung PIN, submit. Tapos tapat lang natin ito sa likod. Okay. Ayan. Ayun. So, ganun lang siya kabilis. Ganun lang siya kadali. So, gaano nga ba ka-safe and secure ditong LPAL X-Card Cold Wallet? EL6 plus your chip bank grade protection na siya. Fully offline maximum security. Tap to go easy NFC use for daily life. Clone up to 10 cards, quick backups, PIN protection for extra layer and security. So, hindi lang yung supported din ito yung mga NFTs, more than 40 coins, at yung more than 10,000 tokens. So, guys, para sa akin, napaka-worth it itong card na to. Okay, cold wallet ang tawag dito ni Elipal. Thank you so much, Elipal. Pinadalahan niyo ako nito. Kung gusto nyo bumili, siguro lagi ko na rin yung link in the video description below. Worth it siya, guys. Secure and safe. Basta ingatan nyo lang tong card na to. And just in case mawala yung card na to, yung inyong seed phrase ang pwede nyong gamitin. Kaya mas ingatan nyo itong seed phrase, guys. Okay? So, yeah, that's it. Kung meron kayong katanungan, comment down below. Susubukan ko sagutin yan. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you on the next one. Peace.
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you could access up to $150,000 of capital for free at 0% interest rates to fund any business or investment that you want, all in the next 30 days. Chase's new program allows you to access up to $150,000 of free capital for your businesses and investments without needing any tax returns, bank statements, or pay stubs, and it doesn't require an upfront payment either. If that sounds interesting to you, I create a full case study analysis on this new program that Chase is offering and how not only you can access up to $150,000 for free from Chase, but how you can do this with many other banks as well, so you could fund your businesses and investments and create financial and time freedom. Just click the link on this video and I'll show you exactly how. My name is Andrew Mbesi, and in 2023 alone, I helped over 2,000 people access over $60 million from the banks. That way they could fund their businesses and investments. All of this was done without having to pay the banks a single penny or show any income documentation. And all of that money came at 0% interest rates. Despite all the craziness you see in the economy right now, with inflation rates rising, interest rates rising, and lenders tightening up, I was still able to help thousands of normal everyday people secure the funding they needed from the banks for their businesses and investments. That way, they had the power to build the income that would give them the financial freedom and time to do whatever they pleased, whether it was earning income from anywhere in the world or even spending more quality time with family. And what's even better, to access this kind of funding for businesses and investments, it does not take a lot of time, often less than 3 hours. You don't have to be tech savvy, and the bank charges you nothing. Better yet, using the bank's money means that you don't have to risk a single dollar of your own savings either. The bank is begging to give you money, and if you have a 700 plus credit score to qualify, you probably get offers in the mail all the time from the bank to apply for all these lending products. So today, I'm inviting you to a case study I put together for you to show you how you can access free funding from the banks at 0% interest rates. That way you could fund your businesses, investments, and passive income streams to start living the life that you deserve and grow your income. Just click anywhere on this video and you'll be taken to the next page where I break all of this down for you. And look, if you're still with me, no, this isn't baloney, this isn't fake. If you don't believe me, go see for yourself that these banks do in fact offer 0% interest funding. It's actually everywhere on their websites. You could even investigate my YouTube channels, my social medias to see that I'm actually a real person that does exactly what I promise, which is helping people like you access 0% interest funding to fund any business, investment, or passive income stream that you want. So you can start living the life of your dreams today. And plus, I've already helped over 2,000 people access over $60 million. So click on the link now, take a look for yourself, take advantage of this opportunity to get 0% interest funding for your businesses and investments before it's too late, and I'll see you on the inside.
Hey, I don't see a problem with what he said. I think that people don't understand that too, because although I do think that there's a lot of integrity associated with law enforcement, there's a lot of integrity associated with many city leaders and the way they compile statistical data. But bruh, there's human beings in putting this information into a system. I remember when I was in Tucson, I can't remember how it went, but when I was in Tucson, they changed the justification, or they changed the verbiage of a burglary versus a theft. And so what happens was that we were getting beer runs at the store so often. And because the person would forcibly take the beer, I think it was considered a burglary or something. I'm giving a hypothetical. And so what did we do? We ended up changing it to a shoplifting, and therefore it's a lesser crime. And when you look at the charts, our shopliftings or our beer runs, what they call it, beer skips, went to like 1,000% increase. And our burglaries went down to the lowest numbers that you see in the nation. And it's because we reclassified what constitute a certain crime when we put it into our system, which is it was supposed to be called our codes that we put in. Like if it's a murder, it's a 101, if it, so on and so forth. It's the crime classification codes. And just that change made Tucson, Arizona, the highest shoplifting city in the entire nation in one, round of surveying. And that was because we simply changed it to make our city look better. And therefore our violent crimes went down, although the petty crime went up. They do this stuff all the time. If they want to adjust the numbers a little bit, they cut the unit. Therefore, you don't have traffic stops. You don't have law enforced. You don't have people getting arrested. And so therefore they go, arrests are down. Yeah, because you cut the unit that make most of the arrests. So I want y'all to hear what Walsh had to say about the deployment of what, the DC police officers, or the taking over of DC police officers. Her name is Hope Walsh. Roll the clip.
Okay, so on the topic of book talk, as well as Trump's baby scaredy cat behavior in DC, it got me thinking of a book I read in college. I think it was when I was at the University of Minnesota. It was Locking Up Our Own by James Foreman Jr., and it talks about what led to, arguably, you should also read the new Jim Crow and then go into this one along with like a million in between, but that's just 1-2. You kind of get it.
None of those.
But like modern mass incarceration of like Black men, and it talks about DC and the war on drugs and how all of that led up to what we're now seeing. Also note the crime rate in DC is at the lowest it's been in 30 years. But this is a good book to kind of get like a larger viewpoint of this sort of stuff. And it's always been like one form of another of like the US locking up people that aren't like rich and white and men. And like we're very much seeing that continuation go on. I would argue also with what we see with Trump, it's just like more of it. Yeah, go read that book. This was not worded very well, but it's a really good book. But start with the new Jim Crow, because that's just like the most basic level reading.
White lady, put her head back on the screen. White lady, we don't need you to be our savior. Stop talking about stuff you don't understand. Quit telling people that the plight of the Black man is all these things. You've never been Black a day in your life. You have no idea what a Black experience with police officers really are. You're only listening to somebody complain about it or reading something in a book that you don't have enough common sense to realize could be in part biased.
Still renting while your landlord gets rich? Tired of cramped spaces, noisy neighbors, and endless rules you didn't create? What's stopping you from owning your first home, starting your business, or finally driving that dream car? Your credit, and it's time to change that forever. Imagine walking into a dream home you own with the perfect room for each of your kids and a backyard where they can play freely. Picture your name on the door of your business with the funding you need to make your dreams a reality. But here's the truth. The credit system doesn't want you to win. It's rigged to keep you from making your goals a reality. Credit bureaus profit from your failures. Credit repair companies profit from your confusion. Dispute Beast fights for you, cutting out the middleman, saving you time and money. Many are trying to imitate Dispute Beast, but they can't compete. No reviews, no support, no results. Don't fall for knockoffs. Dispute Beast isn't just another credit repair tool. It's the highest rated AI credit repair system, trusted by thousands to deliver real results with real support. Your biggest fear isn't making things worse. It's staying exactly where you are. Still renting, staring at peeling walls, waiting months for repairs, or asking for permission to decorate your space? Worried your family won't have the room that they need, or that your dream of starting a business will stay just that, a dream? Your fear is being left behind while others build wealth, secure funding, and create the lives that they've always wanted. But with Dispute Beast, you don't need an expert. We've built the smartest AI to fight for you and get you the results you deserve. It's so easy to use, you can start improving your credit in less than 5 minutes. Imagine spending just a few minutes a month to transform your financial future. It's not your fault the system failed you, but now you have the power to change it. The truth? Other systems only target Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, but that's not enough to get the results you deserve. Dispute Beast doesn't stop there. We target Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and your creditors, and the secondary bureaus, because that's how you get real results fast. Our data shows that users who send just 4 attacks and follow the advice in our FAQ improve their scores by an average of 146 points. And if you send 6 attacks, that average jumps to 206 points. It's so easy to use that from any device in less than 5 minutes, you can start your journey to better credit. Whether you're a busy mom, a busy dad, or an entrepreneur, if you can use social media, you can use Dispute Beast. This is your chance to take control of your credit, your future, and your life. Fire your landlord, buy your dream home, secure your funding. Click below to start now. One click changes everything.
Imagine being able to reach 15 million views on the first video of a new YouTube channel you start at 0 subscribers. Imagine that video attracts 5 million views in its first month and a half and 12 million views in the first year of being released. And it just keeps going. Labels start reaching out with favorable offers, show promoters want to book you, feature collaborations you dreamed about fall into the palm of your hand. Your organic growth generates 250,000 subscribers in a matter of months. If you've ever seen someone go totally viral overnight, it may seem like plain luck. But for many artists, like the ones we work with, these outcomes are predictable and quantifiable before they happen. And they're exactly what we've helped people like you accomplish. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, we created a free training on how we brought a new artist who had no music release when he met us to 25 million views and $30,000 per month without relying on advertising, but our organic growth methods. I'm guessing you're on YouTube looking for resources to grow your artist brand. So there's a link around this video through which, if you click the button right here, it'll take you to the free training where we have nothing for sale. In fact, if after watching the free training, you want to let us help you on your journey, we'll invite you at the end to apply to book a complimentary call and speak with us about where you're at with your artist brand. And we can help you identify your best steps moving forward. We make the difference between an artist who says their next release will hit 1 million views based on inflated ego predictions and the artists who know their next release will smash 1 million views because of a calculated approach they can be sure of. And I know this sounds like a lot to accomplish independently, but it is entirely possible with our new, easy and predictable, data-driven, fast-track method for breaking a new artist organically. If you're an independent artist, this is likely the biggest news you've heard in your career, because if you've been listening to the ads, everyone else is talking about how to leverage paid ads, which for most people just won't work. Labels dump money onto fires that are already started because as investors, that's their business. They don't know how to develop an artist organically, and frankly, they don't care. Most of them will tell you there's no blueprint for breaking a new artist from ground zero. What I'm about to show you is something the labels and advertisers can't grasp without a training like ours, because this is information unattainable in even the high-level marketing courses and startup accelerators at our nation's top universities. I know because I've attended some of them, And everything I'm about to share with you came from real world experience of breaking through the noise and growing an audience in today's current state of affairs. Again, at no point will we try to push any sales talk on you. If this isn't a good fit, we won't end up working together, but you're still welcome to take the information we give out for free, both in the training and on the call, and implement it yourself. There are people who have used just the fundamentals of the free training to break down some limiting beliefs and have success growing a YouTube channel well past 100,000 subscribers to thousands in monthly revenue without our resources or help. Obviously, there's a lot more we offer to artists who do decide to work with us, and they're the ones who we talk about doing $30,000 in a month, blowing past 25 million views with consistent, relevant audiences streaming into their past and present releases every day. So there's a big difference between those two groups, which is why we offer a free training for you to see a little of what this is about and decide for yourself if you want to take the leap to make a huge impact with your artist brand. We've got room in our Artist Launch Accelerator for a few more artists, so I look forward to seeing some of you on the call who take advantage of this once-in-a-generation opportunity. Thanks for watching, and the best of luck with your creative venture. I got to get another coconut.
Somebody look at this. Somebody look at this. The whites. Look at the whites. The kids in Baltimore cannot read, y'all. The kids in Baltimore can't read, but the whites is out here protesting Trump. The kids in Baltimore are getting shot dead. The kids in Baltimore are getting shot dead, and the whites is out here. Look at the whites. The whites is out here protesting Trump. Did you know that there was murders down the street? Y'all protesting Trump. Y'all ain't got nothing else to protest about? Okay. So the whites, they came out here. Instagram loves y'all. The whites came out here to protest in Baltimore about Trump. Ain't that something, y'all? The whites can protest about anything else, and they choose to protest Trump.
There's no threat against an over-incarceration of black people. Black people committing crimes. You can't go to jail unless you commit a crime. Yeah, there are some people that have been falsely accused. That's like less than 1% of all people that ever go to prison. It's less than 1% of 1%. I mean, it's rare that somebody get falsely accused. You don't get arrested and go to jail unless you commit a crime. So maybe, just maybe, you need to start addressing the fact that black people need to stop committing so many crimes. Therefore, they won't be disproportionately represented in the criminal justice system. I've seen the crime myself. I told you we were down there in DC when people were doing a takeover. Nothing but black kids. Now this girl says crime is lower in 30 years. I put it in ChatGPT. It says, yes, violent crimes in DC from 2024 have dropped 35% compared to 2023, marking the lowest it has been in over 30 years, including steep decline in homicides, robberies, carjackings, and assaults with dangerous weapons. Now, I want people to put this stuff in perspective, right? If you have an influx one year and it drops a little bit, that does not mean that the crime has stopped. That does not mean that it's gonna be that way in perpetuity. And also, when you look at numbers like this, you say, well, is it that homicides are not occurring, or are they occurring less, or that they're catching people less, that there's less enforcement of the laws, that robberies are less? No. This is how I look at it. When a robbery occurs, if it's not reported to the police, it didn't happen. If a theft occurs and it's not reported to the police, it didn't happen. And in some cases, if a theft occurs and they can't prove that like a robbery occurs and they can't prove that it was a robbery and they consider it just to be a theft, they're not going to classify it as a robbery. If somebody gets their car jacked and there's no evidence or no true accusation that makes it a carjacking, because there's a difference between getting your car stolen and you getting it stolen by force, then yes, some of those numbers are going to go down. If officers are not arresting people for these crimes, then the numbers are going to go down. My argument is that, what are they basing these numbers on? So I just went real quick to the U.S. Attorney General's office, and I'm going to see real quickly if I can see how they base the numbers. Because when you look at the crime rates, for instance, you look at black people make up 13% of the population and they commit over half of all violent crimes. That's based on convictions. That's not just based on committal of crime. That's based on conviction of crime. So that means black people are convicted for 50%. That means that they are committing a crime at a higher rate. They're convicted at 50%. They're convicted at over half of all violent crimes. Convictions. So when it comes to these, are we talking about convictions? Are we talking about whether or not a person is investigated by police? What is the case? I'm just going to read this real quick and see. It says the total violent numbers in 2024 in the District of Columbia is down 35% in 2023 and its lowest it has been in 30 years, according to the data collected by the Metropolitan Police Department and announced in the U.S. Attorney General Mathis Graves breakdown of the data available. I want to see if they tell us how they're doing these stats. I'm gonna see if I can do it real quick. Statistic below reflects the data entered record maintaining system in 12 hours or 12 a.m. on the data above. These numbers are based on a DC code offense definition and do not reflect Part 1 crime total as reported to the FBI National Incident-Based Reporting System. So the numbers is based on DC code offense definitions and do not reflect Part A or 1 crime total as reported to the FBI's National Incident-Based Reporting. The report should be considerably preliminary in nature. The reports are subject to change due to subsequent determinations related to amendments in classifications, unfounded cases, or changes in offense definitions. So it looked like 2024, 2025. It's hard to interpret some of this stuff. I don't know how they classify it. But just because a person say that crime statistics overall is down, it doesn't mean that the people feel that way. And feel that way means that in your community is the crime down or not. In DC Metro is the crime up, but the crime is down the further you get away from the Capitol. I mean, these are things that people should, in my opinion, consider before they jump off the bandwagon, because the people of DC are saying that the crime is out of control and it has gotten worse. And I often wonder, just like I said, when they go to do the reporting, when they report a abuse or an assault with a dangerous weapon, or they do a burglary, are they classifying or changing the definition of what a burglary is and was? Is this based on police intervention, meaning that the cops have actually got a suspect and they cleared the case as a 0101, or they cleared the case as a burglary? I wonder, is those things do matter? Because if you get into, let's say you get into a shooting and you don't have a suspect, but it's a shooting, you clear the call from the police perspective on local police. I mean, the patrol officer, you clear it as 0101, which is a homicide investigation. The detectives are still investigating. So I don't think that it's considered to be a cleared case. And so if the case isn't cleared, are you entering the crime statistic into the system if the case is not cleared? If you don't have a suspect, but you have a crime, are they entering the crime statistic into the system post-suspect, pre-suspect, or are they doing it whether they have a suspect or not? Or are they doing it after they've closed the case and arrested the suspect? These are things that I think that should be evaluated before we make a true determination. But we always know that the people are saying that it's crazy and it's out of control. And I think that people need to respond to that appropriately. And to be honest, it really doesn't matter, because even if the crime rate is down a 30-year low, it's still too high. And people should be able to have complete safety. It's not enough to say it's better than it used to be, but it's still people getting robbed every day. That, to me, that's not justification. All right, let's go to a couple other clips. Let's see. Let's go to clip 4. Roll the clip.
Everybody get cuffed on. Don't touch me and I won't touch y'all. Okay, well, don't touch me and I won't touch y'all. That's all I'm saying. Come on. Don't touch me.
Town, that's how we eat. That's how we eat. You good. You too good. Don't do that shit. Hey. Touching without no. So did that, get the back. He the only cool one, y'all. He want all chill mode, man.
So look, they're cracking down on crime committed by you know who. Okay, let's go to clip 5.
Swarm of law enforcement, including the feds in Northwest DC tonight, amid President Trump's takeover of the district. This is in the Columbia Heights neighborhood around 14th Street and Perry Place Northwest. Both Homeland Security and Border Patrol were spotted on this scene. We're working to confirm what they were responding to and how many arrests were made, as you see that very large police presence and law enforcement, federal law enforcement presence. We see all of their vehicles lined up there. A major show of force there in the DC streets in Columbia Heights. Again, you see several people being arrested on the curb there. We are working to find out more information, and as soon as we get it, we'll let you know. And right now, the first day of National Guard troops on the ground in D.C., also part of President Trump's effort to crack down on crime. Military vehicles spotted along the National Mall tonight. Fox 5's Nana Senyo Bonsu live in Northwest, where we're also seeing D.C. police very active tonight. Nana.
Hey, Kenneth, good evening. Not just DC Police, we also have Border Patrol, U.S. Customs as well, pulling off over here, HSI. There's a lot happening right here on the scene that we're trying to gather. We were responding to some kind of large federal law enforcement presence. As you can see, a number of federal agents hopping in their car.
All right, let's go to clip. I want to react to this clip. I want to go to clip 6.
If you haven't exercised in years, you have to start small with my beginner-friendly Tai Chi class. 3 reasons every man over 40 should start doing Tai Chi workout today. 1. It's one of the only workouts proven to help you live longer. Seriously, it's backed by science. 2. Just 1 week in, and you'll notice the difference. Less stiffness, better balance, and more energy, even after long days. 3rd, no gym, no gear, no pressure. Just 7 calm minutes a day, right at home. It's simple, it works, and it might just change the way you age. Start now. Your future self will be glad you did.
How to tackle $40,000 in credit card debt in 2025. Every month, I barely scraped by making the minimum payments. Then I found National Debt Relief. They helped me enroll in a personalized debt consolidation program payment with just 1 low monthly program payment. Check if you qualify today.
So President Trump has federalized the police department in Washington, D.C., and people are upset. He's calling it Liberation Day for Washington, D.C., and I couldn't agree more. The crime in D.C. has ran rampant, and it's about time that people can now have faith and trust in law enforcement out there and be able to walk the streets and not get hit over the head or mugged. I mean, why would anybody be upset with that? We just had a young member of Doge beat by a gang of young males. I mean, why would anybody have a problem with that? The left is calling him a dictator. They're calling him an authoritarian. A lot of names that they throw, a lot of word salads. Of course, they're calling for him to be impeached. But the people that support him is calling for more. This is what we voted for. And we're very happy that this man is making DC safe. He's making America safe. Look at the border. Have we had any other illegal border crossings since he took office? Nah. A big difference from what we've dealt with the last 4 years and who was responsible.
So this is why I tell you guys all the time, it's not the black man, it's the N-words that are the problem. That brother and the other brother I showed you guys are all reasonable men who are black, who aren't bought into the bull crap, and they can tell you exclusively and explicitly, you know, about the truth that's going on and not feel like they got to capitulate to a certain demographic of people because their skin color look alike. That's all I'm saying.
How's it going? Think she's alive?
Within like a 10-day period, had like 8 or 9 overdoses.
They got Narcan in the trees. That's crazy.
You ever just had that feeling that's just so strong?
Yeah.
You can't fight it.
This is almost like a third world country. Way to cure them is dip them in acid. That's the truth.
This is Baltimore, Maryland, the drug overdose capital of America. But how did Baltimore end up looking like Chernobyl?
Raise your hand if you didn't grow up with a dad out here.
Hey, bro. Without a father, yo.
Okay.
Why don't Americans care that cities like these are literally rotting to death? I pulled up to a part of town full of abandoned, overgrown buildings used as drug dens by the addicts, collapsing in real time and filled with needles from constant drug use. This place was hell.
All right, so we're gonna inspect this house here that apparently a couple people died in recently.
There was a higher density of needles on the ground here than anything I've ever seen anywhere else in America.
Needles everywhere out here. We think that's trank or what? We got needles literally everywhere. Right over here, someone passed out. Imagine you live right here, right across the street. How's it going? Think she's alive? You sure? How can you tell? So she or he's passed out completely right now. You good? Are you sure you're not dead? That was a great question. Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. Are you high?
No.
Okay.
I just buried my friend, man, 2 weeks ago. He got shot in his back of his head with an AK. 4 times in his back and once in the back of his head. Nothing really psyched me out about nothing.
I imagine that's not an uncommon story out here, yeah? Lost one to... There's like gang stuff big out here?
There's a lot of gang stuff out here, yeah.
Like people territorial over blocks?
Yeah, it could be that. It get to that too.
I've never seen this. No, this is crazy. Because no one's collecting the trash out here. It's impressive, like in a sick way. This is something I've never seen. Needle caps, watch your feet. People that come out here and hand out needles and foil, like nonprofits, NGOs.
Yeah, they do that.
What are your thoughts on that?
A lot of people sell them. I don't understand why they do it though. It's more like encouraging them to keep doing it.
Literally, countless needles behind us. She had no clue where she was. I bet you we can find a few more people as well. Got a pair of pants out here, creepy little teddy bear, and then just more needle caps all over the floor. You think anyone's in there? And we got some fresh needles right here. You see a lot of old ones, but I mean, fresh cap right there. Looks like. How many times have you died out here?
Hit on the pole about 3 times. Had a furnace blow up on me. Falling 45 feet, broke the whole left side. About 8.
8.
But he keeps sending me back. Devil don't want me because he think I'm gonna hook up air conditioning.
Can you pretty much do whatever you want?
Pretty much, as long as you have some tact about it. But a lot of people, like I say, just don't care. Sometimes I just don't care. That's when I check into the psych ward. Pay attention. What got you in trouble the first time used to keep you out of trouble next time.
But look at the contrast between those two. That house right there falling apart between that one right there, fully lived in.
A lot of these houses were set afire purposely by the landlords, even though they don't reside in the city.
Like insurance fraud or what?
Yeah. How are you going to have a fire on this corner and on the opposite end of the block? You have a fire at the same time.
Sure.
Hey.
When it's not intentional, do you think it's drug users falling asleep, passing out?
Drug use.
Yeah.
And whenever the cops pulled up here, the residents warn each other by saying,
Well.
Oh, interesting. What's up? Yo. How's it going? How are you, man? We heard about these mass overdoses. What's going on there?
I don't know. I just got back from military leave. I'm trying to find out.
Okay, all right. Is this your beat?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on?
Just hanging out, man.
Yeah, what happened?
Foot patrol, man.
I see. That makes sense. Do you know how often like the needles and stuff like that get cleaned up out here?
3-on-1 request. Have someone come out and pick up the the property and stuff like that. I would say daily.
Daily?
I mean, like whenever officers see it, they normally call it in, and it's someone coming, clean it up and stuff like that.
I mean, I guess there's a ton of needles over there.
Dude, we put in requests every day.
He says they have a dedicated app to call in messes. That definitely doesn't work.
The fact that you even need an app to drop a pin for like, hey, there's a bunch of needles here.
The needle density out here, worse than anywhere in America, maybe on earth. Prostitute, 1 block forward, boom, schoolyard and a church. Richest country on the planet, they say. What the hell is this?
As we left this hood to drive to another hood, stumbled upon a park overflowing with addicts using drugs and something unusual attached to the trees.
Oh, hold on. Let me just show this real quick. They got Narcan in the trees. That's crazy. Growing like fruit. This place is no joke. The tree's literally growing the fruit of Narcan. Some crazy imagery.
The addicts here were now attaching Narcan to the trees, creating a sort of instant revival station at the park where they did their drugs.
We can sit here.
I want you to sit down right there.
What?
No, right there.
Oh, damn. Yeah, watch out for that.
Sit down right there.
You put it. Oh, he threw it away. Good man. All right, now we can sit. How is life in Baltimore?
Terrible.
Man, life is hard. What you think it is? Life is hard everywhere.
Sure.
It's definitely hard here, for real. It's definitely dangerous, man.
What are you using? Fentanyl?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Fentanyl and crack cocaine. That's it.
Do you see blues out here? I think
Perks?
it's perks with fentanyl.
Yeah, the perk 30.
Okay. You're smiling.
Yeah.
You're smiling too.
That's usually what you do first before you jump to like heroin.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I see a lot of track marks. Do you inject?
No, not at all.
No injections?
No, this is all from the xylazine, what it's done to.
Heroin?
Heroin? Yeah. You inject?
No.
You smoke it?
I sniff it.
Oh, you sniff it?
Yeah.
Do you use cocaine? You use anything else?
Dope.
Dope?
Heroin.
I mean, the feeling is good, but the results is bad.
Great. It's not for everybody, but it does for awesome. It's always great, especially for people in pain. It really does work for other people. It's just you say fentanyl good, man. Yeah, it feel good. I like it.
Tell me about the low.
Man, the low is crazy. Y'all can see it out here. The low.
People passed out, dying?
Yeah.
How is it compared to heroin?
A lot stronger.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll take your ass out of here.
It's easy for me to choose drugs because when things don't seem to go my way, it's an easy cut to not do the right thing. And just for a moment, I have a little peace in my heart. And when I'm not using, it's very difficult to deal with life on life terms.
Sure.
You want it all the time. Even when you sleep, you find yourself awake wanting it. Yeah.
How many days do you find yourself going without sleep?
Oh, well, for me, I can go at least 3-4 days.
3-4 days no sleep.
Yeah. Just constantly.
Crazy.
Well, that's how it is. Just constantly chasing all day.
And how many times you died out here?
Oh, I probably went out
10?
probably like 10, 12 times. I probably went out like 10, 12 times.
Probably about 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
I remember one week, within like a 10-day period, I probably had like 8 or 9 overdoses.
I died once.
Twice. I only died once using. Yes. Oh, it scared me a hell of a lot. I didn't like the experience, one, because I never thought it would happen to me.
Yeah. Everyone thinks
Yeah,
they're invincible, right?
I thought I was obsolete for some reason, but it came to show that I was not.
More you go out, the more susceptible you are to going out.
Okay. Does that ever make you second guess, like, maybe I shouldn't use the blues, or you just keep coming back?
Yeah, but you just had that feeling that's just so strong.
Yeah.
You can't fight it.
How many people have you resurrected yourself?
Oh, like 20.
How does it feel to die and come back to life?
It's weird because you don't remember anything.
Who brought you back both those times?
My kid's mother.
The mother of your children?
Yep, she brought me back both times.
How do you get your money to afford your drug addiction?
I mean, you do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Do whatever it takes. Sell, steal, whatever.
Panhandle?
My son's right over there. I need my flyer. Yeah.
Homeless, please help. Thank you and God bless.
I steal every once in a while, man, but the jail ain't me.
Panhandling. It's I'm not big on stealing, so.
I think they might catch you if you try to steal, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to stop using xylazine or fentanyl?
Yeah, I did a nice substantial amount of clean time. I did.
Yeah.
And then how I ended up back out here, God knows.
You think you'll ever quit?
Most definitely. Yeah.
When?
I've been doing this. I would say within the next month.
Next month?
Yeah.
In 3 weeks.
Okay.
About another 2 weeks from now when I move in my new place.
My family wants to give me another shot, so
Yeah.
I'm taking it. Very soon. I just don't have a stop date.
Just got clean when I was 43, so I got 4 years,
Okay.
3 months, and like 16 days clean now. So
You're
I know-
clean?
Yeah, I'm clean. So I noticed
Yeah.
I was ripping and running the streets, hustling, doing a lot of bad shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, so
But-
you used to be one of the troublemakers out here.
So this shit, it don't bother me. I'm strong-minded now. I try to give them advice to get them help, get them into programs. That's what I do. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay,
Try
tell
to
me
get
about that, yeah.
You know what I mean? I give them advice, give them phone numbers to call people, to get them into programs and all of that type stuff. You know what I mean? When they want it. They can only do it when they want it.
What changed things for you?
The last time I OD'd, it was a look on my mother's face.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like a shame.
Shame?
Yeah, like I should know better. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was April 20th. My clean date is April 21st. So I've been clean since then. Yeah.
Hell yeah. You see some people that weren't as lucky as you?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
How many people have you seen dead out here?
A couple.
Couple.
Yeah, ambulance get called real quick. Some of them survive, some of them don't.
Immediately after interviewing these folks, they told me to come over and record them getting high.
She's snorting right now.
Yeah.
Oh, straight to it. Damn. Yeah, she's snorting right here. What are you doing? Snorting as well?
Yeah, we're smoking.
Oh, you're smoking. And then that looks intense right there. Is he adding alcohol to it?
Yeah.
That looks infected.
Yeah, it is. That's what comes with it.
So you're smoking heroin right now?
Crack.
Crack. Okay. And you're about to smoke some crack as well?
Now I'm about to snort some.
Snort some. You snort, she's smoking. How often do you guys do this? Every day? Every day?
Every day, all day.
All right, guys. Be safe out here, all right? Insulin syringes with needle, 1 cc. So I imagine they hand them out like candy. We got Narcan in the trees. They're getting high right now immediately after the interview, and his foot is falling apart. He's adding some antiseptic right now. He's going to lose that foot. He's going to lose that foot.
And after seeing the devastation of drug addiction up close, I went back to the hood to meet up with some local rappers who grew up here and are trying to get out.
I'm here with
Fat Sousa. Ted's the one.
Where are we at right now?
Well, we Southwest Baltimore, my second hood.
How long you guys been out here? Just home?
It's home. I never left.
What about you?
Baltimore, I've been Baltimore my whole life.
How is life out here?
It's what you make it. It's a lot pinned against you. You know, they give us all this so we can destroy ourselves. So you got mine, you want to get out. You get trapped by the drugs, you get trapped by that, you stuck.
So we got these abandoned buildings out here.
Right.
I don't see a lot of libraries out here. I see a lot of liquor stores, pizza shops, and wing stops out here. What do people do to get ahead out here? Are there a lot of opportunities?
Want to get out of here.
You want to
You
get out?
gotta really want to get out of here. Yeah. Take yourself around with people that don't want to get out of here.
Yeah. What are you guys up to right now?
Chilling.
Chilling?
We down
What's
to
your name?
30. TWG Kyle.
Okay.
You really see how we want to look into this shit.
How is Baltimore?
Man, Baltimore chew you up and spit you out, man. Just like that. That's if you let it, dog. Going to sleep to gunshots, you waking up to boy going hard, niggas selling drugs. So
What's one thing you think Baltimore needs?
guidance. We need a hero.
Talking like Batman?
It might sound funny. You know how grandma was back in the day was? Grandma was, they smack, you get on your ass, you punish. We need that in order for us to calm the fuck down. I mean, it ain't me running, it's them running. It's teenagers running. I'm grown and I'm about my business as son and all that. It's the kids running it. 12, 13, 14, the kids run bottom.
How is that possible?
Guns.
They like to shoot.
Like to shoot. They don't want to talk. They want to kill.
They like to kill and shoot way more than your generation?
Yeah, hell yeah.
When you hear a gunshot out here, what goes through your mind?
We used to it.
Used to it? You don't even blink? Are there a lot of opportunities for people to grow up out here on this side of Baltimore?
Hell, ain't no opportunities. Hell no. Ain't no opportunity at all. We gonna make one though. Yeah.
What do a lot of people do out here to sort of get out of the hood?
Rap, basketball.
Rap.
This is some shit I believe right. I say,
let's hear it.
said you got that gun that ain't gonna slide. You got that on for. They put that K beside our name, but ain't nobody dying. No baby sexy bend it over. She gonna shake that ass. He lost his mind. You think you sliming us? He died for cash. Like that though. You feel me? Like we artists for real. We rap the event for real. It's not too much we can do in Baltimore City as young men to really vent other than violence for real. That's what they want us to do. We try to beat ours by going against it with the music for real. Man, all the old heads is in the feds or doing state time or dead. It's no guiding. They taking all the old heads or the old heads struck out off drugs like that. So it ain't no guidance. That's the only problem.
Raise your hand if you didn't grow up with a dad out here.
Hey, bro, who grew up without a father, y'all?
Okay. So moms are stepping up out here. Everyone raise their hand.
Yeah.
Almost, damn near.
Mothers, man, our strong black queens. They the ones who keep us all together.
Where the hell did dads go?
Some deceased, some get locked up. As black men, the fathers, we looking way stronger this generation. Like
You just breaking that cycle.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. We talked to a few of the guys. Now we're gonna go for a little walk.
But real quick,
Have you ever gotten in a car accident that wasn't your fault or gotten hurt at work? Well, your injury could be worth millions, but insurance companies often lowball their clients. If you become Morgan & Morgan's clients, they'll fight to help get you the compensation that you deserve. Fighting big companies takes a big law firm, and as America's largest personal injury law firm, they're ready to take on insurance companies of every size. And Morgan & Morgan is so simple, you can submit a claim and communicate with your legal team all through your smartphone. All law firms are not the same, and Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason.
they've won a lot. They've achieved significant verdicts in the past couple of months for victims involved in life-altering car crashes, such as $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, and $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer. And you don't have to pay them anything unless you win your case. If you work with Morgan & Morgan, they'll fight to get back what you deserve, and they've already won over $25 billion for their clients. So you can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/Tyler Oliveira, link in description, or scan the QR code on screen using your phone's camera. Thanks, Morgan & Morgan. Back to the hood.
This my brother that I was talking about. His actual black father with his kid, right?
How you doing, man? We're using you as an example of a good father.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that's my Lord.
That's awesome.
This our future right here, you feel me?
Did you grow up with a dad? Yeah.
Nah, that shit be.
And what's your name?
My name Paul. What's your name?
Tyler. Because I was seeing a lot of liquor stores. I was like, damn, where do people get
It's the
there?
store right here. They trying to shut down.
Why?
Too much happening, that's all. Yeah.
Shut down our Rite Aids over the shop.
Oh, all the Rite Aids gone.
We had Wendy's.
Why did it shut down the Rite Aids?
City.
You guys lost a lot of places out here.
A lot.
When it comes to the fiends out here, the people using drugs, overdosing, they just pass out in these trap houses out here or what?
Anyway, you might walk past one. Yeah,
Like zombie land. Bro.
Sure.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. In the wintertime, they most likely in the trap house. They around overdosing. But in the summertime, you feel around catch them laid out.
Walking around.
Hell yeah, in the alley.
And they sell all sorts of objects too. When did you guys all start noticing zombies out here though?
2015, that's probably when the fentanyl hit the street. Like,
Yeah. So it wouldn't be a surprise to see someone passed out in this alley, right?
no, hell no, ain't no surprise, man. Hell no. Only thing I can do is just make the best out of my situation. It used to piss me off,
Sure.
but it don't no more. Hell no.
Do they ever clean this up? They don't do Damn.
You need a black little small Harlem business, like a little personal Harlem business to come clean this shit.
But I will say, no needles right here.
Vacant.
I got like 6 to 8 people.
Right.
If you look at these roofs, they're crumbling. This is fully overgrown right here. Fucking thrown out of the window. So when I see the alcohol out here, is this paying your respects to someone that's died? Is that?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 you see that paying
Yeah.
respect to somebody that died.
Oh, the floor is literally falling apart. It's like a different city, man.
That's where the zombies go at night. This trap hole right here, bro. Bro died right here in this house. You hear me? Be honest and tell him how he died, though.
Wow.
Bro was taking Xannies and E-pills and all that. You feel me? Got his little money, got his little lead check for real. You feel me?
Yeah.
Shit just went left. Yeah. The day he died, bro cried on my shoulder, like right here. Like, told me he can't take it no more. He want to die. His mother was dead. His grandmother was on a deathbed. You feel me? And his brother did some shit we ain't gonna speak on, but he couldn't take no more, bro. And that same day he cried on my shoulder and told me he wanted to die. He died right here on this couch, bro.
How that made you feel?
No, listen, right? Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
Did make me feel bad because how the situation happened. It just felt like I could have did more at that time. You get what I'm saying? How he was passed out. I'm just thinking he passed out. The whole time he's his breath, his breathing, his heart rate is slowing down. He losing oxygen, but I'm just thinking he passed out. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, if I knew better, I'd do better. You hear me? And I could have helped him, bro. Yeah, one of my childhood friends grew up in here. I thought his name was Fonte, matter of fact.
Well, we only hope the floor doesn't cave in. We got a little basement down here. In your lifetime, it went from livable to
yes,
this.
sir. Yes, sir. Look, you remember the AU cookout I was telling you about, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is everybody right here.
Right here. So this is every year. Oh, supplies for everyone who's died.
Yeah. It's for them. We got add probably like 2 more people to that. Within that year, we got add 2 more people to that.
That's pretty sad.
No, it's saying because it's usually a lot of people. In the year, we only lost 2 more of our family members to add on there instead of it being like 10, 15, 20. Like,
yeah.
Look.
How you doing, Shotty? How are you?
I'm from the shop.
I saw you whipping out that pistol. How's your night going?
Pistol.
Oh, okay, my bad. What's your name? I'm not a Fed.
King Tut. That camera is cute.
Whoa. You got a safety on that? Woo, you're making me nervous. You want to say hello to the world?
Hi, world. As a lady.
What do you do out here for a living?
I'm a landlord.
You own a lot of property out here?
I lord land.
Well said.
See y'all.
All right, see you later. She was throwing that pistol around pretty loosely.
got no safety.
After seeing life up close in the trenches, I met up with another hustler in South Baltimore to hear how life was in his block. Where are we at right now?
We're in South Baltimore, man. South Baltimore, Brooklyn area.
Do I look federal or no?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure?
For sure.
Damn.
Sure.
Well, it's the hat. I keep saying the pink hat, man. What do most people do for a living around here?
Work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got some hustlers. You know what I'm saying? You got some prostitutes. You got, it's poverty. 12, yo. 12 coming in the alley, yo.
So I'm gonna tell him 12. I don't give a where. If I hear somebody say 12, I'm saying it just cause.
You know people that got locked up?
Oh yeah, free them boys, free Baby Gangster, free Jizz, free Dave Black, Long Leg Keys, free Slice Nuts, free Ty Boogie. Niggas gonna be mad as shit at me. I'm forgetting free Trey Pound.
There's a lot of guys.
There's a lot of niggas. Hell yeah.
What are people getting locked up for around here? Anything?
Guns.
Guns?
Violence.
Like you got a lot of kids that you grew up with?
That passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
Is
lot
that common out here?
Yeah, Long Leg Keys to the city. My brother got killed right there.
Damn.
On that step. Yeah.
People getting shot over dumb stuff or
You see where the spray paint at? His.
Oh, right over there? Yeah, I did see this.
That's his.
That's
Long
your brother.
Leg Keys.
Completely abandoned, trap star, paper chaser, RIP paper chaser. Damn.
That's what he was.
Right here. He was a paper chaser?
That boy was a trap star, paper chaser.
So when you were a kid, these houses, people lived in them.
Yeah. Then my homeboy, fat ass, he got killed right here. Long left, fat ass, man. Another homeboy got killed on the side street right there. Little Wop got killed on the street that we was just on. He was 16 when he got killed. Got killed where we was just talking at.
They call me Black.
Black?
Yeah.
Okay, I see that.
Look. Yeah, I got the store right up in here, right?
Okay, should we come inside?
The best fried ribs.
Let's go.
Kitchen is so clean. You see, everything is in order.
Take a look.
Everything nice and neat.
Out here, everyone has a hustle. From cooking the best fried ribs in town, to designing clothes, to selling your body on the streets.
Tricks are for kids. Here we are. My name is Tyler. Good to meet you.
What's up?
What's up? Are you down for a brief interview?
Yeah.
All right.
So real quick,
I'd be like, go on down the road, you fuck.
if you want to support our boots on the ground, independent journalism that is not bought and paid for by corporate interests, along with exclusive DLC content that YouTube won't let me upload, and uncensored early access to all my videos before they go up on YouTube, go subscribe at patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for less than $5 a month.
What's your name?
Brown sugar.
Brown Sugar. What are you up to today?
Nothing. Chilling. Just enjoying the weather, I guess.
Heard. What do you do for a living, Brown Sugar?
I'm not gonna enclose on too many details.
Does it involve making people happy?
Yes.
Do you enjoy the work you do?
Yes, I do to an extent, but I'm surviving. Yeah.
Actually, let me ask you this. How long have you been doing the work you do?
I'll say like maybe 3 years.
What got you into this field of work?
I mean, at a point, it's pretty much, I started off with Sugar Daddy, and then from there, it just gradually escalated up.
How was Baltimore?
For the most part, it's pretty all right. You're gonna get your ups and your downs, of course, but
Now, we're being a little silly right now, but is the field of work you're in dangerous?
of course, yes,
Yeah.
of course, especially during the nighttime, I guess. I mean, the streets are dangerous, period, regardless of what you do, especially being a woman nowadays.
And you seem like a sweetheart. How long do you think you'll be out here doing this?
Not more fucking long, okay? Not longer, not much longer.
But has Baltimore always been this depressing? I found this old white guy sitting on his porch who gave me his history of the town.
How long has it been like this?
20 years.
Why did it happen?
Old people died off,
Yeah.
and slumlords bought it, and they let them run them down, and now those you're seeing,
Yeah.
drug addict prostitutes and that one,
Oh, right across the street?
and bums, yeah, they've been going on with drugs around here forever. I've never seen so much crap since the mayor and the governor's been in office. The governor hasn't done anything.
In your lifetime, have you seen Baltimore die in some ways?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people lived there. I mean,
How was this community when you were 14?
when I was 14, it was really nice.
Yeah.
People took care of the sidewalks and steps. We're getting new piping.
When did you start noticing the fentanyl and the drug addicts out here?
About 15 years.
Is that new? What are your thoughts on that?
It's a joke. If we had a real mayor, this wouldn't be going.
Is this area lawless?
Hell yeah, this is almost like a third world country.
Are you like squatting? I don't care. I'm curious.
I'm just watching the house for him.
For like a friend? Yeah. Got it. You from Baltimore? Yeah. How have you seen the city change in your lifetime?
None really. I mean, it's
none. Same old.
Mm-hmm.
If you were the mayor right now, what would you change about Baltimore?
These houses would be tore down or refixed. Fix the sidewalk, fix the streets. I fell in a hole right there. At 11 o'clock at night, I fell in. It just dropped right there behind the car. It was.
And how is life in Baltimore?
To me, it sucks.
Sucks. Why?
I just don't like it here anymore. I mean, all these drug addicts, it's just ain't what it used to be.
What do you think the biggest thing has led to that change?
Drug dealers.
Drug users?
Yeah.
Fentanyl?
Whatever they can get, I guess.
Yeah.
Cocaine, heroin, pills.
How would you rate Baltimore out of 10?
0.
0. What do you think your tax dollars go towards here in Baltimore?
Feeding people that came in our country, housing. I've never seen people in houses out there that didn't have nothing. They're taking all the benefits. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. They give them free shoes. They give them free everything.
Will you ever move out of here?
To leave. I can't.
Why
I
not?
can't buy a damn house somewhere else.
Can you sell this? Is this house sellable?
Yeah, sellable. I made a big mistake by buying these two houses. Now I'm
do you mean?
75 and I don't have the kind of money.
And did you experience a lot of white flight in this neighborhood at some point?
It was all white.
Oh, this was all white.
Yeah,
Now it's like what? Mostly black?
I'd say mixed.
Yeah. Is this the worst it's ever been?
And it's getting worse. Got a tree growing out of that one. I mean, kidding you.
What do you think should be done with all the drug addicts out here?
The
Oil?
only way to cure them is dip them in acid. That's the truth.
After speaking with this old man, frustrated at the direction of his city, a few blocks over, I was surprised to notice a Rolls Royce and a group of Mexicans celebrating something.
That's sick. I wanted to do the steering wheel on the other side.
This is sick.
Yeah, thank you.
We're like, there's a Rolls Royce out here.
In the hood, right?
In the hood.
But we're gonna make this the hood actually. This type of cars will be right on this.
Okay, you're gonna build up the community out here?
We're gonna buy it.
You're gonna buy it all up?
All of us. That's the goal.
Are you from here?
Yes.
Yeah, you see what's going on?
Can I see? Let's go.
You go inside.
Let's go.
Go inside.
This is what we're doing right now in Baltimore.
They're revitalizing the houses. Let's see. Dang, this place is pristine. How's it going?
This is the office right here.
This is sick. The glass too.
And this guy showed me what one of these houses could look like if someone fully renovated it.
I think this shows the optimistic future this community could have. People move in with some desire to live a good life, build a family, treat the place with love. I think there's potential here. And we got a Rolls Royce right here. What the hell? How'd you get the Rolls Royce?
On what company?
Yeah, how did you afford the Rolls Royce?
Oh, we do it remodeling.
Okay.
That's
your...
and sell.
Got it.
And keep.
And you guys are going to buy and sell here, sort of renovate some of the properties?
Renovate properties, and you don't have to invest so much money.
So you're going to renovate a lot of these houses and then rent them out via the government to people in Section 8?
And it doesn't have to be Section 8. It can be anybody. But mostly it's the government. The money's there every time, every month. Yeah, and
that's how you have a Rolls Royce.
Of course.
You have an abandoned house like this, worth basically nothing, a blight to the community. You invest $120K into it. Boom, the properties go up in value out here. It's better to live out here. You have people who have more care for the environment out here, but maybe more expensive to live out here and own property. There's trade-offs to everything, but I would argue way better than leaving this house abandoned as a trap house for drug addicts to use and kill themselves in.
And shout out to Official Heart of the City for connecting us out here with everyone, showing us around town, and making sure we didn't get shot.
Serato Hex Effects is a multi-effects plugin. Everything you need is going to be jam-packed into this one plugin. That's already fire. Yeah, Hex Effects added so much character to that. And that is Serato Hex Effects.
Federal agents are taking over D.C. and criminals are not happy about it.
Really hopping out.
Look at this.
It's real.
A swarm of law enforcement, including the feds in Northwest D.C. tonight, amid President Trump's takeover of the
It's an
district.
army.
This is in the Columbia Heights neighborhood around 14th Street and Perry Place Northwest. Both Homeland Security and Border Patrol
This is
were
crazy.
spotted on this scene. We're working to confirm what they were responding to and how many arrests.
They're responding to out-of-control crime.
I won't touch y'all. Okay, well, don't touch me and I won't touch
These guys
y'all.
are watching the greatest show on earth.
Tell them this how we eat. This how we eat.
Look at all these people they're arresting.
Hey. Told you that. Get back.
And you tell me the locals don't want the police getting criminals off the streets.
He the only cool one.
Tell me
y'all.
they don't.
He on all chill mode, man.
Sunday night, bro. Yeah, man. Football, guys, watch football game. This is the only football game that I'm playing, bro.
You can see the
Look at all
homeless
the
encampment
tents.
behind me. Right there, I counted. There are at least a dozen here. Eradicating the homeless encampments is all part of President Trump's plan.
This is crazy.
And now executive order to federalize D.C.
Hey, Kenneth, good
Whoa.
evening. Not just DC Police, we also have Border Patrol, U.S. Customs as well, pulling off over here, HSI. There's a lot happening right here on the scene that we're trying to gather. We were responding to some kind of large federal law enforcement presence. As you can see, a number of federal agents hopping in their car. Please excuse the language from people in this community. There seems to be some kind of frustration. They're not understanding why this level of response to this community. Let's just keep our eye
If
on.
they don't understand why this level of response is taking place in their community, then they're probably part of the problem.
Shot right here. There's a number of cars. We're turning around to a scene that also took place
Crazy. It's
here.
like
Again, this
10
is all
operations at
developing.
once.
We're trying to piece together what exactly took place here, but it looks like maybe there were two different things taking place. MPD responding and federal agents responding. We're still trying.
There's so much crime here. The news has no idea what's going on.
Type of response. We had people asking, somebody was hit, I guess, by a motorcycle, and they're like, why do we need this kind of response in our neighborhood to someone who was hit and just needs an ambulance? A lot of
You got people getting run over by motorcycles, and someone's got to catch the person that did that and fled the scene.
We saw federal law enforcement agents walking the streets kind of for this 30-day operation that we're aware of. The National Guard deployed today. We got that
That's
confirmation from the White House. Obviously, we saw them at the Armory, but the largest presence of the National Guard that we saw today was down at the mall. Take a look at this video that was shot
It's
around
the safest
6 o'clock
it's ever
this
been.
evening. You can see a dozen members gathered near several Humvees. At one point, we noticed troops kind of dispersed into groups of
Look, the
2 to 3 in
DA,
different directions of the
everyone's
mall,
there.
while some stayed back chit-chatting. Now, we know DC's Mayor Muriel Bowser met with U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi earlier today to discuss the strategy and the coordination of federal law enforcement. Both Bondi and Bowser say the conversation was productive, but this evening in a virtual community meeting Bowser held, she told residents that she's busy trying to manage this, quote, crisis.
How is it a crisis to have your neighborhood fixed up and made safe again? Why is that a crisis?
I'm also really ticked off,
Ticked off?
about the intrusion on the district's autonomy and
You've
the
lost your autonomy.
characterization of the good work that we do in this city
What
to
good
make
work?
it beautiful.
You don't make it beautiful. That's such a lie. You've got homeless encampments everywhere. You got so much crime, people can't even eat dinner without having to watch people get arrested. If there's no crime, why is there police tape everywhere? What happened if there's no crime?
The 30-day operation that this is
Look at this.
President
No
Trump's
crime.
response
What
to
is
crime
this?
in the district. He's calling it a public safety
It is.
emergency. The mayor pushing back today, saying the city isn't in an emergency and that crime is
Then why are
actually
they
down.
arresting people?
In addition to the president deploying 800 National Guard members, we've seen a number.
Why did all the criminals decide to show up in D.C. after the operation started so they could get arrested?
Security officers walking on the National Mall and parts of Navy Yard where we were earlier, and right here in Columbia Heights. DC residents have been asking, how is this all
Look at
going
those
to work?
Humvees.
Mayor Bowser is able to give people a little insight. Take a listen.
They keep outperforming me and call me crazy, but I hope they never stop. Everyone thinks I have a team, a full-on 5-person operation, but it's just me and Motion. I didn't hire anyone, I hired AI, a team of diligent experts. My executive assistant handles all my calendars and emails. My marketing associate drafts my posts and runs my campaigns. And my sales rep finds leads and actually follows up without me having to lift a finger. Clients ask me, how do you keep it up? And I just nod, like I've got a whole team behind me. But really, it's just one person with 5 invisible co-workers who never drop the ball. So start building your AI team with Motion. Your free trial is waiting.
What if you could earn commissions simply by offering 0% interest funding to business owners? I'm Leo Cannell, the creator of The Funding Machine. I built multiple 8-figure funding companies and trained thousands of professionals on how to earn commissions by helping businesses get the 0% interest funding they need to grow. And now I want to show you how you can do the same. You see, every business needs funding to grow, and that's where you come in. With the Funding Machine, you can earn 100% commissions by connecting business owners with the capital they need. This system gives you access to our powerful funding software as well as the support you need to be successful. Whether a client needs a term loan up to $100,000 or 0% interest business credit stacking up to $150,000, this platform streamlines the entire process so you can focus on helping businesses and growing your income. The Funding Machine was created by industry leaders, including myself, Leo Cannell, and my partner, Ty Talbot. Together, we built multiple 8-figure funding companies, trained thousands of professionals, and secured hundreds of millions of dollars in business funding. And now we're handing you the blueprint to do the same. With the right tools and the right system, this is your opportunity to start earning big by helping businesses secure the funding they need to succeed, just like these success stories.
Right out of high school, I was selling cars. That first year, I probably made around as much as I would be selling cars. But thereafter, it's been 6 figures ever since, and just being able to scale every year and build upon that. And
you get to help business owners, you get to make money. And, now I'm at the point where I've literally made over $1 million in the funding space, just helping people out.
I just give all glory to God for connecting me with you guys. And I look forward to building this funding machine. And I'm just forever grateful. That's my gratefulness today.
These guys are first class too, with the onboarding and the implementation of the tech. So nothing but great things to say about 7 figures funding and the new tech we have with our company. So thanks, Leo.
Tell us about your success, whatever you're comfortable sharing. But I mean, basically you've gone from, yourself to now you've got 21 employees. You're providing millions of dollars in funding every month.
We're trying to cross 8 figures. If we do that, that means we built a funding company from scratch to 8 figures in 12 months.
Now, if you want to see exactly how this works and how you can start earning, click the link below to watch the free case study video while it's still available. Tap the link below, and I'll see you on the next page.
My expectation, though it can change, is that they will deploy the guard on federal properties. That includes parks, monuments, federal buildings. My expectation for the higher incident areas that you mentioned would be for where the federal surge officers would go.
Well, whatever her expectation is, it should probably change, because whatever the mayor of DC thinks law and order looks like is obviously wrong.
It seemed like they were already in the area responding to one thing, while MPD was also taking care of an incident that we actually saw happen. It was a man on a bike who kind of ran into an MPD car, and then this large presence of this federal law enforcement, wherever they were down the street, they started to come down, and that's when you saw the community kind of get upset, and you would hear a woman saying, why this kind of response to a man who just needs an ambulance? Again, a lot happening, because we were told that there was some other kind of situation.
Okay, this is what I don't get. We were told before this occupation that there was zero crime happening here, and this was the safest the Capitol's ever been. But suddenly, the criminals decide to show up and get arrested right in front of the cameras. We're literally watching it happen, and the locals who support crime, they're out there actually defending this, acting like this is overreach. But as you're about to see, the idea that these are some heavy-handed Trump tactics that every American should be outraged by, well, that is also a lie. Watch this.
You got your ID on you, Chip?
Well, no, I live right here.
Okay. Cool.
It's a cigarette.
How's your mom? Did y'all get a call or something about right here? No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out? No. Right. You don't follow like Code 3 or anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days, going out.
Right.
I'm familiar with trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them.
Right. Look at how respectful
All
this
the
is.
elected fences, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. Right? So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into there's multiple agencies, somebody, there's shooting, things like that. There's extra hands as well, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life.
Look at how respectful this is. Yes, these police are in a neighborhood. Yes, it's their job to go there and keep people safe, but they're giving folks that are obviously on private property the benefit of the doubt. They're not hauling people away that aren't already committing some other form of crime. They've got enough of that they can go after right now in D.C., and they're spreading the word that, hey, there's a new sheriff in town.
Temporary control over the police department.
I think it's something that is doable. We know that we have to get illegal guns off of our street.
Late last night,
why aren't you doing it
in the nation's capital?
So I said to him, no, Nigel, not without the brie.
Indubitably.
And you are?
Oh, don't worry. I'm basically one of you now.
How did you get in here? This soiree is for fancy real estate investors only.
Okay, but I am a real estate investor.
But where's your vaguely British accent?
Yes, the accent a person gets from years of generational wealth.
I actually didn't grow up wealthy. In fact, I still rent. I rent and invest through Roots. It's the first real estate investment fund that builds wealth for investors and residents.
Do I have to rent to invest?
No, anyone can invest through Roots for as little as $100.
Oh, so the same as the price of a gallon of milk.
No, definitely not the price of milk.
I meant human milk.
Before Roots, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Yoink? Did you have to say yoink? And while I was struggling to get ahead, my savings account just sat there, doing nothing, gaining 0.4% interest. I could get more interest from my cat. Hey, Mr. Flughead. Hey, Mr. Flughead. Look, no. Come on. I thought I had to be like super rich to be able to grow my own money or take the volatile risk like invest in cryptocurrency.
I lost my yacht to crypto.
Roots gives people like me the ability to participate in the real estate market, all while having a bigger impact on my wallet and the community.
I know real estate, and you won't be able to touch those returns for years. Even then, it all depends on selling and refinancing.
I mean, you probably have to wait years to withdraw your investment, but with Roots, I have liquidity options. I can withdraw part or all of my investment every 3 months. And yeah, now I say things like investment and liquidity. And since I love watching my investment grow, I'm not going to take my money out yet, but it's nice knowing I can.
Yes, I hate being told I can't do something. We'll see about that.
And I feel good about my investment knowing that Roots is looking out for the people renting their properties. People like me.
Wait, renters are people?
You're totally blowing my mind right now.
And instead of paying a security deposit, they can make an investment. And they can get rebates for simply paying their rent on time. They can gain equity and even make a profit for simply taking care of their home.
But who loses in this situation? Someone should lose for me to make money.
They're set up to build wealth for both investors and residents. Investing with Roots is a win-win situation.
Doesn't sound right.
It's true. No more slimy landlords.
No, you are not getting your deposit back. You left the fork in the drawer. Yeah, we're gonna have to remodel the whole kitchen. Yeah, I love you too, Ma.
Everybody's percentage of growth is the same, no matter how much they invest.
So with Roots, anyone can own property, even if they rent?
Exactly. You can own, I can own, and so can she, and so can he, and so can they. People across America are investing with Roots.
It aligns with everything that I want. It's a decent return, it's a conservative investment, but it also helps the community.
It's let me invest in real estate without the headaches of having to manage my own property.
Roots has become my highest performing investment. This has given me the opportunity to make an impact and make money.
Well, I think it's time I upgrade this soiree to a full-blown party.
Join the movement today and follow the thousands who have built wealth with Roots.
Chord progressions. They're the one crucial element that can make or break your track from either flopping with 0 plays or becoming a worldwide hit song. Spotify's internal research found tracks with pro-level chord progressions achieve 60% higher engagement and listener retention, which means no matter how good your drums, mixing, or mastering are, you need a pro-level chord progression in order to get your tracks on big playlists, crank up millions of streams, and be taken seriously by industry professionals. And until now, chord progressions were the hardest to master and the most time-consuming process of music production. In fact, Berklee College of Music reported that advanced chord progression and music theory skills traditionally require 5 to 7 years of consistent practice to develop due to the complexity and depth involved. Because there are so many things that go into it, knowledge about keys, scales, circle of fifths, intervals, etc., just so much overwhelming technical stuff that took years to get good at. But now, there's a new, fast, and easy way to create chord progressions in 2025 without any complex music theory, wasting hours doing trial and error, or even watching a single YouTube tutorial. Introducing the Unison Chord Genie, the world's first and only AI chord progression generator that sounds amazing 98% of the time. All you need to do is select your key, length, click the magic button, and simply drag and drop straight into your DAW. The best part? Grammy-winning producers like Alangelo, Dahila, and 30 Rock are also using the Unison Chord Genie to make Billboard chart-topping hits in 2025 and finish tracks faster than ever before. And thousands of everyday producers are using it to instantly get their chord progressions to sound as good as the pros. So if you want to create pro-level chord progressions with confidence and ease, gain an unfair advantage over other producers with new AI technology, and finally get your music noticed in the industry, click the button below to get the Unison Chord Genie now.
After a man was about a mile from the White House. According to the D.C. Police Department's own statistics, violent crime is down 26% since last year. But an officer involved in compiling some of the numbers was reportedly put on leave earlier this year over allegations of altering some of those numbers.
Oh, well, you don't say. How come nobody else is reporting on that except Fox 4 in D.C.? That's a great question, isn't it?
Police spokesperson tells Fox News MPD cannot comment on active internal investigations and personnel matters.
Because it might
Newly installed
expose them.
DEA Administrator Terry Cole is helping run the police force, and the White House is fully backing him.
We look forward to working alongside the Metropolitan Police Department, and we did that last night successfully, and we hope we can do that for the next 29 nights.
Critics calling out the president directly.
This is about the president playing king.
No, it's not. It's about a crime-infested neighborhood that just so happens to be the capital of America, where the police department is relieving people who make up crime numbers that just so happen to be lower. Numbers that they're still giving us, by the way.
And we are near the Kennedy Center. It's an incredible sight to see. You can see the homeless encampment behind me right there. I counted. There are at least a dozen here, and there's a few more nearby. We spoke with someone who lives here, and he tells us that he's been here a couple of months, and he was aware of President Trump's remarks this morning. He is fully aware of them and says that he does not agree. In fact, he called the president's plan to remove these homeless encampments ridiculous.
Well, that's because he lives there.
You're going to put 90% of in jail or somewhere or lock them up, you know.
What about you? What's your story?
We're asking him what his story is.
You know, same, you know, I had some trouble, you know, I had an issue, and then I got an apartment, and I lost my apartment, and just trying to get it back.
Yeah, so that said, you got these folks that are out there living in tents because they need help, and no one has given them help. They've been allowed to live in a park by a government that claims to care about them, but really it's not caring about them. If you or I had a friend that was living in a tent or living in the New York City subway, we would be down there pleading with them to leave. We would stage an intervention and help them out. No one's doing that for these people.
Another woman here scoffed when we asked her about the president's plan to remove these homeless encampments. Eradicating the homeless encampments is all part of President Trump's plan and now executive order to federalize D.C. The president says the feds will remove the encampments from the district's, quote, beautiful parks. The president says right now the parks are dirty and have what he described as a lot of problems.
I can see.
Homeless advocate Victor Angel says resources are needed for homeless.
How are you going to show me this picture and act like, oh, it's alleged that we've got problems here? It's obvious to everyone we've got problems here. And it's obvious to everyone something should be done. And I think America's cheering for this. I really do.
Neighborhood. Ron Moten says crime has long plagued his community, but says he and others are skeptical this is a good idea.
They're tired of violence. I get it. But my only caution is one thing can lead to the next.
That's why you have crime.
You can take over our police department today, and we wake up and you take over our city.
They may not give it back.
They might not give it back.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He's only allowed to occupy D.C. and clean it up for 30 days. After 30 days, all the criminals can come back, and your police department is useless because you have a massive crime problem that your police department can't solve. See the problem here?
We are removing as many criminals from the streets, and we are cleaning up DC as best as we can, and working with the Metropolitan Police Department to do that.
Darrell Gaston has seen the violence up close.
Those are bullet holes up there?
Yeah, bullet holes.
Look at this place.
This whole window had to be replaced right here.
A recent car chase and shooting damaged the outside of Gaston's restaurant. He welcomes an increased law enforcement presence, but says the community wants a longer-term plan to curb crime.
Right.
We can always use more police, right? But I think having police officers that are from the community, that are trained locally, is much different than having a federal police that's not trained in community policing.
Yeah, well, guess what? The way that the police have been trained in your community have led to your restaurant having to replace its windows. They couldn't stop crime in a jail where the criminal is already disarmed. That's what I think anyways. What do you think? Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.
This is not your car. This is your car. But this weekend, no one has to know that.
Nice car.
Looks new.
Thanks, Tom Brady.
Have a flame with our newest fleet yet. Rent now at Hertz.com.
And today we are reacting to how Ice Spice lost 83% of her audience. What a fall from grace, guys. This is one of those that, you know, although Ice Spice might not have been the best rapper in the world, but she still, you know, kind of was making her way as an icon. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was somebody to know. Maybe she would have did the makeup route or something that just catapulted her into millions of dollars, or, you know, one of the billionaires, like Kylie Jenner or something. But doesn't seem that's the case, or maybe it will be later on. Who knows? Let's get into it, man. Make sure you post the social media Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5, 6 p.m. Let's do it.
Ice Spice done lost 83% of her audience in the past year, and I mean, we can look at the numbers. Her last project did 28K first week. She turns around, drops a deluxe, and that did 4,800 first week. Not to mention all the other.
I know it's a deluxe. 4,800 though.
Controversy she done been into. One point, she getting booed off stage, and this wasn't like a long time ago. This was the beginning of this year. We seen Ice Spice get booed off stage. She come out, she do a little bad performance. People wasn't having it. Ice Spice really is one of the most interesting characters in hip hop. We done seen her in so many different problems and issues with different people over the years, whether it was her little situation with Drake or getting full on exposed by a quote unquote former friend of hers.
She should have ran off with that Drake motion. Now, I don't know what it came with. You know, I don't know if that comes with having to have relations or something like that. But if it wasn't that, if there was any way to hold on to that, she should have did that. She should have did that. And the Nicki thing it's not coming crazy like, you know, it was supposed to.
So with Ice Spice, we have one of the fastest rises in rap in modern day hip hop. But was the longevity there? That's a question we kind of seen getting answered with time, from the sales decreasing to the internet just being mad at her. I mean, that's something we done seen happen time and time again. Prime example, back in 2022, early show, she getting backlash. She would come out, she would do this show, and people wasn't messing with it. So many people wasn't messing with it that XXL would write a whole article just talking about this performance and the backlash she got. They would say this: Ice Spice is arguably one of the hottest newcomers in the rap game, but her less than stellar performance at 2022 Rolling Loud New York has garnered mixed reactions from fans. Rest in peace, Rolling Out New York. You are missed. On Friday, September 23rd, Ice Spice made a surprise cameo appearance during Fabio Foreign's set at the Rolling Loud 22 New York. The 22-year-old rap newbie performed her viral track Munch to the crowd's delight. However, some people on social media were highly critical of Ice Spice's lackluster performance, and it was a big conversation at this time about Ice Spice and her whole.
For a female artist, this is a question to y'all that I'm just curious. To y'all, what qualifies as like a great performance for a female artist? A lot of dancing, electric singing and jumping around with your favorite songs, I would imagine, right? Thing about Ice Spice, my son is screaming right now. The thing about what Ice Spice is that we blew her up for being the thick, light-skinned girl that had a song that was a meme. It's like I'm saying, what do we expect from what did we expect from a performance? Jumping around, hey. What did we expect from this performance?
Career. But like I said, Ice Spice's career been full of controversy and antics. And the antics surrounding
wasn't that what we all wanted, twerking on stage and she looking how she looked and just singing the songs that she was singing?
Ice Spice been real bad. Been there really since her time early into the music space. Ice Spice's whole brand was built around antics. You think of 6ix9ine, what was his antic? Oh man, nigga, I beef with everybody. I'ma say what I want. I don't care. Ice Spice antic was shaking ass, and people loved her whole image being this sex appeal thing. Also came with its bad periods. So at the same time, we seeing all this talk about Ice Spice not necessarily being about the music, but more her as a personality. Problems would start the show. Y'all know we in this fast food era of music. There's really no going around it. I could make a whole video talking about the type of music era we in right now. And a lot of this modern day music ain't really bad, just a good bit of it lacks substance. But this is a conversation.
Right. I like that. It lacks substance. It's not the same music that made us listen and keep playing it over and over and over again for years to come.
If you get stuck on the melody, or if you just feel like you can't get a song started, Output's co-producer is very dope. They make it much easier for us to either get inspiration or to help us when we just can't find that right element. Let me show you guys how this thing works. I made a really quick beat, but it doesn't sound finished. And that's where a co-producer will come in to help you out. Load co-producer up just like that. Play the beat so it can capture the sound. It will go through the full library of all the Output sounds and give you suggestions on what you need to add to your track. I'm thinking of having some really lush pads. Find samples. I actually like this one right here. Drag and drop this. It went ahead and picked some sounds that could work for our track. We need something else in there. Deep synth bass. Swing that into the track. If you think co-producer is right for you, go ahead and click the link and get co-producer today. Let's go ahead and play back the beat and see what we came up with using co-producer. Peace out.
So let's say you have to read an incredibly long email from your boss that you have to finish before the big meeting starts in 10 minutes. Or you're cramming for an exam the night before, but can't bear to keep your eyes open to read one more textbook chapter. Or you're reviewing a dense legal document that could change your life forever. Or you're proofreading your thesis one last time before you submit it to make sure there aren't any errors. No matter what you have to read, we could all use a second pair of eyes to help us retain information and put our best foot forward. Enter Speechify, a reading assistant powered by artificial intelligence and deep learning, and designed consciously for students and working professionals who want to get more done. Speechify does the reading for you. so you can spend less energy reading and more energy comprehending. Choose your listening speed. Start at 230 words per minute and build to 500 words per minute, which is 2.5 times faster than most people read. Choose from a range of incredible voices that use human inflection, so you can stay engaged without getting tired. Don't have enough time to finish? Take your reading on the go with a single click. Best of all, Speechify is free. Click on the button to download now.
I'm saying a lot of albums are very much so here today, gone tomorrow, unless it's their favorite artist and you just really resonate with what they're saying. A lot of things we're not holding on to. Like, I'm catching myself listening to like older stuff is still in my rotation. Back then, when there was new music that was just too hard like that, well, no, yeah, that like now things is going away.
Station you done probably heard play over and over again throughout the years, and it also has something to do with how accessible music has become. You know, back in the day, niggas got to go through hoops to, you know what I mean, get in the studio. If you broke, you can't really, you wasn't able to really record no music. You can't afford the studio, but now, nigga, you can make a hit song on your phone. You make a hit song, post on TikTok, you going viral. You got to a hit song on the way. And that factor alone, you know, it came with its pros and cons. On one hand, you know, a lot more people are able to do what they love. A lot more people is out here actually being able to make music and gain attention from it. But at that same time, with it being so accessible, a lot of people don't be giving a fuck. They're like, man, nigga, I can make this shit for free. It's gonna take me 20 minutes. So I'm gonna get on here, I'm gonna say what I want on this nice beat. Most of the time, you know, a lot of these producers do be caring, if we're gonna be honest, but that's probably how niggas was feeling. And Ice Spice kind of fell into that trap. The overall landscape of her career was, I look good and I make this real mediocre.
It's the same thing. But it's starting to carry over to the producers now. Like, the producing is starting to sound. It's not. Nothing's changing the game. You feel me? Like, again, think about certain beats and stuff like that were going on early on. Like, it's very everything. There's no new minds. It kind of feels like everybody. That's why I feel like music like let's say like a Benny X or something like that, or the people that are making those types of songs. Like, I like the beats in the underground, I would say. It's probably that's a touchy subject for some people saying underground, but I like the beats in that little genre of music right now more than anything because they sound so new, they sound different, they sound like exciting. You feel what I'm saying? It's like now you'll have somebody come on there, you know, being very lazy and rapping, and I still like some of that laziness and stuff like that, but you be hearing some of it and it sounds their voice is kind of more sounds like an instrument rather than them really saying something, which is cool. But them producers are carrying it right now. Right now, I don't think anywhere else people really going there.
Lullaby type music. And so not only was she not talking about anything, not only was the music not really there, it was kind of a recipe for disaster. Well, not kind of, it was a recipe for disaster. She became more known as a personality than this rapper. And time again, we done seen that play out real bad.
Ted, we're financial advisors, and we hear it all the time. Tell me about alts, alternative investments. It is the buzz from Manhattan to LA to Atlanta. But when people talk about alts, the question they should ask is, be more specific. It's like if someone said, hey, Ted, you want to go to Florida? Hopefully you would say, where? I mean, there's a big difference between Key West and Ocala. And alternatives are similar in that vein. And so when it comes to an alternative investment, like a REIT, of which Roots is a REIT, help the folks watching this understand why this is the kind of alternative investment that we have personally vetted and why we like it.
Yeah, when we talk about alternative investments, we're talking about things that are not correlated to the stock market. So you won't see your stock like Apple or Tesla go up or down 20%, which could happen in a week. You won't see your Bitcoin or Ethereum go up or down 50% like you could see in a month. And that's what happens with those asset classes. With things like Roots, it's an alternative investment, something not correlated to the stock market. Specifically, this one is a REIT, or called a real estate investment trust. And this means that we're pooling lots of different properties really workforce housing all into one pool. And that still gives you diversification. You don't own one home. You may own hundreds of homes, and at a minimum investment of $100, almost anybody, Justin, can get into this. So when the stock market goes down 20%, we could easily still see a quarter where not only the prices of real estate go up, but also the dividend, because people have to have a place to live. They have to pay their rent, which means that we'll still be able to collect a dividend on an ongoing basis.
My name is Johnny Valentine. I'm an actor, singer, content creator. What inspired me to make my merch? Honestly, just seeing loads of comments on my videos, on my pictures. We want some cool t-shirts, you know, put your face on a t-shirt, or put, you know, don't let it slip away on a t-shirt. I didn't really know where to start. I just decided to create random graphics. I worked with a lot of different graphic designers, and we came up with really cool designs. We actually used my album art for one, and we had like text and slogans for another, and then we had just my face. There was like a comedic one, I think we had. Oh, it's right here, yeah. This is everyone's favorite one. It's very light and loose, and it's really comfortable to wear, actually. One night, I just Googled best clothing companies to work with in Los Angeles, and they popped up first. And they were actually one of the newer companies, and we looked at all of the clothing that they use, like all the blanks, and it was incredible quality, so I was really excited to start selling those to my fans and putting them out there in my collections. TapStitch is super easy to use. So my favorite feature about TapStitch, you can actually upload designs directly from your device, and you can see how it looks on a shirt. And you can literally order it on the spot. I used other print-on-demand companies, but the quality of the clothing wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be if I was gonna sell it to my followers. I was lucky enough to find TapStitch. We started working together, you know, put some cool designs on t-shirts and ship them out to my followers, and everyone's loving them, so I'm happy. TapStitch solved a lot of my problems. Before TapStitch, I would have to be there for hours packing orders and shipping them out myself. So with TapStitch, they fulfill it themselves at the facility. So it saved me a lot of time. Not only do you get high quality clothing with your own designs, they send it out directly from the facility to whoever orders them. And it's basically like print on demand, just with super high quality. Right now I have t-shirts. I usually do limited drops, and people are loving them, right? So I'm super excited to explore other different types of clothing that TapStitch offers, like hoodies and different shorts and pants. I'm excited to build with TapStitch and expand my collection and give people more to enjoy. If you guys want to start your own merch line or clothing brand, TapStitch is definitely the way to go. Super easy to work with, and the quality is incredible. Honestly, don't let TapStitch slip away. Don't do it.
But throughout the time of her being in all of these antics, of course, someone else would come into the picture at one point. I mean, it kind of set a pattern for these strange problems in the future. So Ice Spice in the industry, she looked good. Of course, rappers gonna start gravitating toward Ice Spice. Right. One of these rappers so happened to be Lil TJ. And at one point, they had that little thing going on. I don't know if they was dating. I don't know if they were just, you know what I mean, getting it in. I don't know what they had going on, but they had something. And it was a conversation, and people were paying attention to it. And they was working together. Meaning at one point, you know, they shooting music videos, they doing songs, and just so happens that Lil TJ pulling up to one of him and Ice Spice music video shoots, the man got arrested. Article write this: NYPD arrested Lil TJ in the Bronx, and now the rapper's in police custody for an alleged weapons violation. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ that TJ was arrested following a traffic stop in the Bronx on his way to film with Ice Spice. We told officers found a handgun in the vehicle, so they arrested him. But that wasn't the end of TJ problems with Ice Spice. Well, that wasn't necessarily a problem with Ice Spice. It just had something to do with her. But where a problem with TJ and Ice Spice will come up was, remember how I said Ice Spice quote unquote friend was exposing her? Well, TJ got—
oh my gosh. Who is this being on the right? The piercing game went crazy, man. The dermals, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can see the swag and all of it. Certain things, what I do, am I doing the dermal? I don't think that's me. That's not really me. Maybe if I'm in a different lane of something, maybe if I rap or something, I'm more opium, maybe I'll go dermal or something. But I'm chilling. I'm living my life, right? But when we go dermal, we go lip joint right here. I never like this one right here. Lip joint right here. The joint right here. Bow, bow, bow. It's like we not even giving it a rest. We going stupid.
I brought up during this time period. So in this part of the story, there was 3 people
Got
involved.
nuts and bolts on your
Trapper,
face.
Baby Storm, and Ice Spice. Now, Baby Storm and Ice Spice had been quote unquote best friends for a long time. They were, real close. Right along the time period where Cleo Trapper was going in on Ice Spice, we would have Baby Storm really adding on top of everything else. Basically, she was accusing Ice Spice of dating TJ. She was like, nigga, you was dating TJ, but at the same time, you was dating Riot, who is one of, if not the most important part of Ice Spice's career. If Riot wasn't here, Ice Spice wouldn't be here. That nigga was the producer that made everything for her, basically. So this friend is like, you was dating Riot, but you over here messing around with little TJ. You doing this with TJ, but you got this nigga at home. And this best friend would expose this to the internet.
Yikes. What a way to find that out. And at one point, her friend probably smiling all in Riot face. Yeah, hi, ooh, the whole time. That's the tough part, bro. Some of these women, bro. Hey, friends, everybody laughing and joking, and this is that and the third. Everybody in cahoots, and y'all are the only one that don't know nothing. But it can be said the same way for men.
But not only would she expose this to the internet, she would text this nigga phone and then post the messages online.
Hey!
She would text Ryan and say, Ice Spice cheated on you with TJ in 2022 and lied to your face about it. Then she had the audacity to sing about it on Gangsta Boo, the song that you produced.
At some point, being scrappy turned into being self-destructive. Every time something slipped, an email, a meeting, a follow-up, I blamed myself. Too disorganized, not focused enough, and bad at time management. But the truth, I was just one person trying to do 10 jobs. Then I stopped pretending I could do it all and hired a team. Not a traditional one, a fleet of AI employees inside Motion. Each one took a piece of the puzzle. Emails, scheduling, outreach, task management, handled without supervision, burnout, or just circling back. Now, nothing falls through the cracks, and I'm not stretched to the edge of burnout just to keep the basics moving. This isn't a story about productivity. It's about finally having backup, real support without costing an arm and a leg. If your business feels heavy, maybe it's time to share the load, one AI employee at a time. So try Motion free for 7 days and finally get the AI team you've needed all along.
Hey there, John Botel here. And if you've ever thought about launching your own health supplement brand, but you didn't know where to start, don't worry, you are not alone. The supplement industry right now is booming. It is currently worth over $160 billion, and that's predicted to double in just the next 3 years. Now, here's the exciting part. I'm going to show you how you can launch your own health supplement brand in just minutes, and it won't cost you a penny. But first of all, let's get real. The original way to start launching and selling a health supplement brand was hard. It was super complicated. There was product research to do, there was branding, design, tech stuff, legal stuff. Frankly, it was overwhelming, and most people who started that process gave up before they even got to step one. And that's exactly why I built Tiny Brander AI, a powerful, easy-to-use platform that gives you everything you need to launch a health supplement fast. Inside the platform, you're going to be able to get access to the AI brand name generator, the label creator, the website copy tool that will literally write your sales copy and emails for you, the custom avatar builder so you'll know exactly who you're targeting, and even the video script generator. Yes, just like this one. These are the tools that I wish I had had 25 years ago when I was starting out on my journey into the health supplement business. Now, since that time, I have sold well over $100 million in health supplements online. And I literally wrote the book on how to launch supplement brands successfully. So I know a thing or two about the tools.
No.
You fucking bitch!
No. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
Go ask her about it. She was in love with him for almost a year. I'm sorry. It happened the night she slept in TJ's bed while you were in the house. Now, wait.
This is right here that make it flash, bro.
Wait, I don't think, bro, there's no way these two could have actually been dating, because what do you mean? This nigga Riot was at the house with Ice Spice and TJ. And he let Ice Spice go and sleep in the bed with another nigga. And then he let her diss him on his own beat. There's no way that's actually what went down. And if that's really what happened, that Riot nigga got some problems. Because what you mean? She slept in the bed with a nigga while you was there and that's your girl. That's a whole nother conversation. We ain't about to get into that. But look, before I keep going, whoa. No, make sure you tap in with me on Instagram at GetLikePrince. I just dropped some nice pictures on there. You might as well go tap in. So now that we're on the topic of this friend, after she would fall out with Ice Spice, this friend would, describe and explain herself as to why she fell out with Ice Spice and why she's exposing her. She was saying that Ice Spice was real entitled. And the whole time that these two were on tour together, well, when she was with Ice Spice on tour, she was getting mistreated. She was getting treated bad. Ice Spice was, The vibe will write this. Ice Spice and her friend Cleo Trapper shared their disdain toward one another on social media, both accusing the other unsavory behavior. The back and forth started when Cleo Trapper detailed her experience on the Y2K tour on TikTok. In multiple videos, she described Ice Spice as calculated and said she was only invited to this tour to clean up Ice Spice's image after her text messages disparaging Nicki Minaj was leaked. Cleopatra would say, because we never chilled on some chill stuff. It was always in the blogs the next day and the song dropping. You actually have one time to show me that you jealous, intimidated, untrustworthy, fake, disloyal, a whole bunch of other words. And Cleopatra claims she was only given a day to prepare for the tour, but was not included in the official tour promo. And she felt she was mistreated by Ice Spice. Her allegations also include being forced to change in bathrooms, coming out of pocket for hotel rooms, and not being paid.
I ain't coming out of pocket no hotel room, man.
Would it be a bad idea if you use our credit card to pay for your marketing? Actually, it is a shark from the TV show Shark Tank's credit card. This means you get unlimited email and SMS marketing absolutely free. You also get free toll-free numbers, free phone call minutes, free AI-powered SMS, free website hosting, free SSL, free calendars, free social posts on autopilot, plus a lot more in one sexy little package. You can literally cancel 30 subscriptions tonight because we already bundled them into our all-in-one marketing software. No HubSpot, no Salesforce, no ActiveCampaign, no Keep, no Pipedrive, no Freshworks, no Zapier, no ClickUp, no Zendesk, no Zoho, no MailChimp, no Fresh Sales, no Copper CRM, no Insightly. You get the picture. We are the AI-powered CRM and marketing software killer you have been dreaming about. Here is the juicy part. We do not make money if you say yes. So why are we practically giving this away? We are the marketing team behind a shark that's done over $6 billion in sales. We recently took Celsius to a $15 billion market cap. Even though our executive team has worked with IBM, Intel, HP, AT&T, 1-800-Flowers, and many other billion-dollar companies and celebrities, we also help tens of thousands of small businesses. This is why we can provide you with an unbelievable offer so you can scale your business. Unless you enjoy overpaying for marketing software, click the link now and let's 10x your business together. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention we have hundreds of testimonials and have won multiple awards for our software and services. Click the link before this deal ends.
I'm supposed to be on tour with y'all. I mean, actually, if I'm somebody upcoming, I'm trying to be on the Ice Spice. I'm trying to get my name out. And Ice Spice, one of the hottest at the time, is telling me to pull up, like, you know, come on tour with her. Yeah, there's some. I'm gonna be trying to make a few. Okay, wait, you can't. Damn, man, but this is an opportunity of a lifetime. No, bro, I'm talking to my partners, bro, on everything, bro. If I do this, I'm gonna be up after the whole time. I've never heard a Cleo Trapper song in my life. Sounds like it might have been, but somebody heard of her now, so maybe it wasn't a full waste though. You know what I'm saying? She got some clout off of this, maybe.
Soul it doesn't belong to the person above. Some people are lucky, and we're gonna call it luck. We're not gonna call it her being blessed, because I don't think the Lord will bless somebody like her. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cleo. So y'all know me. I've always been vocal about everything, about literally everything. Nobody can shut me up. Nobody can silence me. Like, was you silent or was you silent? Okay, and nobody's gonna do that to me. This video isn't to bash anyone. This is for me to speak on my experience and what I went through. And I want my fans to learn from this. My fans, my followers, my supporters, my future fans, followers, supporters.
You want your fans to learn from this. Okay. All right.
You don't even have to like me. I want y'all to literally take this situation that I'm about to break down to y'all and be inspired by it. And understand that no matter what the opportunity is, nobody should make you feel less than or make you feel like shit because they gave you an opportunity. It does not matter. It does not give a door, an open way for somebody to try to humiliate you or try to make you feel less than. And as a Black woman, a confident one who knows exactly who she is and exactly what she wants in this world, people are so intimidated by it. And it's either you're intimidated and scared of it, or you love it and you just love it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I was around somebody who was clearly intimidated by me, like, and just who I am as a person. So the ending of July, I get a call from ICE very early in the morning. Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come. And I'm just like, girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I got a nigga. I got stuff that I could be doing. I could be getting money. I have opportunities in New York. I have brand deals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me, the trap.
Knowing damn well it wasn't just that straight up. It was, oh my God. But I mean, I just gotta, what am I gonna be able to this, that, and the third? It wasn't, she ain't say it like that to her. I got stuff to do. This, that, and the third. You crazy. Yeah, we know that's not how that response was.
All over the United States with you to watch you perform, kind of crazy. She's like, no, I want you to perform. And I gag. You want me to perform? She ain't never, ever brought me out on stage. I was like, oh, wait. Okay. Like, I guess this girl, in my head, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I guess she's really trying to make up for that fake shit that got exposed, like, a month ago. Like, she's really trying to, like, you know, be an actual friend, because that shit was weird as fuck. And I checked her about that shit, and even for her to apologize was like pulling teeth. Like, girl, you got caught calling your friend jealous for no fucking reason. And her excuse was that I didn't speak up when I was asked if she was Nigerian. Like, girl, I met you a month before that video. I didn't even know you was Nigerian.
So I said to him, no, Nigel, not without the brie.
Indubitably.
And you are?
Oh, don't.
So she doing all this, exposing it, and she would go on and on, dragging Ice Spice and running.
That's Shorty? She just did a full flip. Oh, this somebody else.
Same time, Baby Storm would get on Twitter and say this.
Different
The only
person,
reason I'm
okay.
saying this now is because I thought Ice Spice was a real friend. I've known her since we were 13. We went to the same grade school and high school together. She was my high school bully, but I forgave her because she apologized for bullying me.
Wow. Sacred Heart in Yonkers, New York. We met in 8th grade. She was my high school bully. I forgave her after high school because she apologized for bullying me. She only tried to rekindle with me when I started doing music and got some motion. I see what's going on. She used my connections and resources to make her way to the top and pretend to be my friend. So she did the method. She did the use somebody to get to where you want to be method. I got you. She forced everyone in her life to sign an NDA, including me. Forced. Gun to head. Pencil to paper. Do this or I'll shoot you and your family forced. Or, hey, you need to do this or you can't be around me forced. Including me, but the only person I'm signed to is God. So I will speak the truth. She's about to get taxed. Talking about the only person. Yeah, that's fine. Me too. But the legal system. The legal system also comes for all of that. Isis did everything in her power to make sure my career would never take off. She did everything you could possibly think of and more, but I'm not afraid of her anymore. This is the truth.
Ice Spice exposing situation. She would be online making weird ass TikToks. I mean, just listen.
Donald Trump is going to be assassinated this year before the upcoming 2024.
Okay. So now when we, now when we get some of these, it makes certain things not very credible because we start getting the end is near. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, Jesus will be here. Kind of responses and messages. You know what I'm saying?
Election. His death is what is ultimately going to cause a civil war in the United States. If you want to know what the Civil War will look like, go to any movie theater and just watch the movie Civil War. That is exactly what will happen in the United States. It is not just a movie. That will happen exactly how you see it in the movie theaters.
And I'm not gonna lie, she was low-key shit posting, like crazy posting, just yapping. She really wasn't wrong about that assassination thing. Because keep in mind, nigga, this TikTok was posted before July of 2024.
Excuse me.
And you know what happened in that month? That failed attempt against Trump. I'm bullshitting, but
oh man, you bitch ass! I was like, oh shit, I need to repeat.
It wasn't like a one-time thing with her. A lot of her posts was her, talking like this. And so when people dug into her TikToks and dug into the things she said, a lot of what she said, a lot of what people heard from her would go in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
But back to Riot. Now, Riot was the main component of Ice Spice's career, a producer who was with her from the beginning. This man done basically produced every single big song you ever heard from Ice Spice. Every hit, he had a part. He writing, he doing the beat, he doing this. They working together. XXL will write this on Riot. Riot USA has reached the A-list beatmaker
Please
status.
turn down this damn guitar solo, brother. I rock with your videos. I'm trying to pay attention to what's going on.
In 2023, as the mastermind from a vast majority of songs from Ice Spice in April, Riot and Ice Spice song cracked the top 5 on Billboard Hot 100s for the first time with Princess Diana, along with Nicki Minaj debuting at number 4 after landing a global publishing deal with Warner Chappell Music back in June. Riot done earned Producer of the Year from BMI R&B Hip Hop Awards over the summer. Now, Riot USA closes out his breakthrough year with hopes of taking home a Grammy for Best Rap Song in 2024 with Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj, Barbie song. So he came up with Ice Spice. Then the whole little TJ situation happened. And there wasn't like a true public fallout between the two. But Riot really used that momentum he got from being with Ice Spice and working with Ice Spice to kind of trying to create his own rap career. Just the other day, he on stream with Platboy Max rapping. He wasn't making beats. He was rapping, but he's still locked in. I mean, this nigga, not only was he on stream with Platboy Max, not only has he been making his music.
Let me not turn my head like that, like producers don't transition to be rappers, but I just wasn't expecting that.
This nigga was giving beats to speed out of everybody. But past that Riot situation, the beef with Ice Spice's friend wasn't the only big beef she was gonna face. Another one was her and Lotto. Now, these two would be on a borderline war with their fan bases. So Lotto and Nicki, they beefing, right? If you watch my vid back on Nicki, she doesn't beef with everybody. So Lotto and Nicki got their problem. And for a long period of time, Ice Spice and Nicki was always together. They had the Barbie song together. They pushing each other music. You see them together a lot. And Lotto beefing with Nicki had to create some tension with her and Ice Spice. And slowly, with time, this beef started brewing. It started cooking up. And people were speculating on if Ice Spice was dropping a line on Lotto, or if Lotto was dropping a line on Ice Spice. It was a lot going on, and people was wondering if this was going to be a full-on rap war between these two female artists, or was it just going to stay on social media? Was it just going to be a couple shots, talking
a rap war between these are I don't think, has there ever been a hip hop beef between two female artists that got took to the streets or something? Has there ever been? I think they keep it pretty clean. You know what I'm saying? They don't even say nothing to like, a Drake Kendrick. You know who I'm talking about. You gotta speculate with I feel like some of these female artists. I feel like,
a little bit of shit.
This is not your car. This is your car. But this weekend, no one has to know that.
Nice car.
Looks new.
Thanks, Tom Brady.
Have a flame with our newest fleet yet. Rent now at Hertz.com.
Y'all can prove me
Lotto
wrong.
also posted this picture.
Oh, my battery!
You see Ice Spice, she's like sitting right by the Ice Spice thing. Is this ain't this Ruby Rose? So I think her thing is like, oh no, I was dissing anyone. Is like, yo, she's trying to say if the shoe fits, wear it. But you could tell she's trying to antagonize Ice Spice. Like, you have her in the back of your snippet. You're taking a picture by her face when there's a bunch of women faces there, right? You're trying to make sure people know it's Ice Spice.
Being in the back in that video, was that direct hit?
Yeah, you came right to it. Huh? I did not do that on purpose.
Right. Okay.
Bucky, you know what I'm saying?
And she took it like you did it on purpose.
Oh, well then let's do it then. It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. I swear to God, it wasn't like that. My drama in Houston, having a ball, leaving the club drunk as fuck. I'm like, let me make a little TikTok to this song I like.
She goes on live to explain it a little bit more.
Let me tell you something. I did the interview solely for the purpose, so I didn't have to do shit like this, get on live, get on Twitter, and I'm just recording a TikTok. She don't be that deep. And on my mother, if I did see that video behind me, I still would have proceeded. Y'all need to stop this. She's lying. She's the wrong in her hand.
I think you could out-rap Ice Spice. I think Ice Spice is not here to rap battle. I think she knows how to maneuver this industry, and she realizes one important thing. It's about likability, not talent these days.
Yeah.
So, even going back to the whole Nicki Minaj thing, you know why? By the way, to me, Meg lost the battle, but she lost the battle and won the PR war.
I don't think any, if we talking about female rappers going up against each other, I don't think anybody beating Nicki. If it was like a rap battle, we going back to back, we rapping about each other, I don't think anybody beating Nicki. She too, she come from the era of MCs and jump. We really rapping. Listen to some old Nicki Minaj songs. She really be rapping, regardless if that's somebody helping, whatever. But when the ones where she she's spazzing. I don't think anybody I think she gonna kill him.
He came off so nasty, so ugly. It came off, oh, I'm going at your dead mother. By the way, that's all part of rap beef. So I'm not over here oh my God, you should have did that.
A lot of people was like, nah, because they was feeling like Ice Spice was gonna get washed. And I mean, y'all done heard Ice Spice music. Y'all know how she rap. Y'all know what she
Lotto tearing up Ice Spice.
Compare her music to Lotto. A lot of people don't be giving Lotto credit, but her ass can really rap.
She can rap.
Really bring substance if she want to. So comparing these two and actually putting them in a rap battle against each other where they dropping diss songs is kind of not fair. And we kind of seen the
She
future
can
and knew
actually
who would
rap.
win this battle if they were to drop. If they were to get to dissing each other. And at one point, Lotto got questioned exactly on this topic. She beefed with Ice Spice. People get to question her. She kind of said what I said. This rap battle wouldn't be fair. Ice Spice wouldn't even wrote that. This what Billboard wrote. Lotto said, if I was to do a battle, it would have to be with somebody I'm going to go tit for tat with. I really don't mean to throw shade, but why would she even want to do that? The Billboard were right. Between Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj, January back and forth, Quavo and Chris Brown beef, and of course the culture shifting Kendrick, Drake beef, rap battles have been a big phenomenon across hip-hop this year. But Lotto and Ice Spice have been primarily concerned with sending subliminals to one another. Lotto would say, I feel like she's doing it in her lane. It's two different types of vibes. I don't even think she gives me the, I want to engage in the actual rap beef. Everyone gonna take their little jazz in the music, and it's not even that serious to me. I feel like you should do that. But as far as actual whole diss records to each other, I don't even think she will want to do that. I feel like, would it even make sense? But 2024 was not only filled with her getting exposed by her friend, beefing with Lotto, beefing with whoever, it would also be a big situation with her and Central C. Her, Central C girlfriend, the three main players in this story. And like with Lil TJ, there was a period of time where we seeing Central C and Ice Spice getting pushed together all the time now. Was there an actual relationship? Who knows? Ice Spice, Central C getting pushed together a lot. You seeing them always. People speculating. Are y'all together? And
being a rapper is a slippery slope when you got a girl, bro. Cause look, this a picture. No man's woman is gonna be okay with just this photo. This is an intimate photo. You got a girl, y'all. They flick this and they take this picture. You can do as much explaining as you want. Oh my, the label. They want us to all of that. It's gonna bring some type of tension, bro. This ain't gonna go over smoothly, because then we can just flip it. Let's say your girl a rapper in this same picture. You same thing. You're gonna be like, man, what the fuck?
You're not lazy, you're overloaded. There's a difference. Scheduling, emailing, following up, all while trying to plan 5 steps ahead. No wonder a new message makes you freeze and days slip by without a reply. Your brain can't fire on strategy when it's buried in admin. Meanwhile, your competition, they're scaling fast because they already hired Motion's AI employees. They handle the admin work so you can focus on what matters. These AI employees run the research, the outreach, the marketing, and manage your calendar. The tasks you keep postponing, done in minutes. Success isn't about more hustle, it's about leverage. Let Motion handle the busy work so you can drive the business. Stop wearing every hat.
You fucking bitch. You seen them always. People speculating. Are y'all together? And let me know if you want a vid on him. I've been thinking about, making a vid on Central C, especially with all the stuff that he done got into. And, he kind of got them game times out in the UK, and that could make a good video. But they messing around in their relationship, having all this buildup.
Oh, he got him a real white woman.
And it led into Central C's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend at the time. They was getting into it. She seen all the little weird stuff going on with Ice Spice and Central C. And then she would get on TikTok explaining her side of the situation. Explain the situation, and this went viral.
Obviously not. You told me to stand up, so I'm standing up. Let me tell you how I did not know that any of this was gonna fucking happen. Let me take you guys back a couple months. I'm laid up in bed with Pookie, and he comes to me, and he's like, I have a new song to show. And I'm like, yes, serenade me. I'm like ready to hear some poetry. And then he plays me his verse. I'm like, what the fuck? Not only did you just snitch on yourself that you're cheating, but you just told me exactly how. Give me your fucking phone. You telling me ZK Trappy69 with the wet emoji is not your childhood friend? He tells me it's just marketing and I know how the internet works, so I just forget about it. A while later, he tells me that he wants to hire an influencer to do like a lip syncing video to one of his older songs. And I'm like, okay, makes sense. Then he's like, I'm gonna send her a car because she asked for one. I was like, okay, makes sense. He didn't tell me he was sending her his personal car to start a dating rumor with her. I was with you guys knees deep in that comment section asking if we were.
But all of these different situations and everything else.
Yeah, it's too much of a slippery slope. You can't even get your work. If you're an artist, you might as well be single, bro. It's too much.
Led her up to one moment, led Ice Spice up to the moment of her debut album. When people, came across the idea that Ice Spice might be dropping an actual album, people questioned it because that music is real fast food. Like would a person really want to sit and listen to a full Ice Spice album? That was a question that was brewing online, and that was a question that we would see answered when time came for this album to drop. So honestly, leading up to this project, people wasn't really expecting this good album. They wasn't expecting nothing crazy. They was expecting 20 songs of Ice Spice. This album came out and it flopped and it did 28K for an artist her size that had 45, probably 50 million monthly listeners at that time. That sparked up a whole conversation surrounding Ice Spice. And so now everybody, talking about Ice Spice, oh, did she fall off? Or is she trash? Blah, blah, blah. When all this backlash would come out, she would kind of respond really not caring. Well, I'm not going to say not caring, but
that's what she at right now? 40 million month? Let me see this, man. I don't even think I got Spotify logged in. How many monthly listeners she got on Spot? Oh, yeah, guys. Somebody send me a Spotify info.
Sun rooftop, digging in the scene with the gangster leaning up, and we ain't coming down. See on my face that smile. See on my head that crown. I'm on top of the world, top of the town, baby. I moved up the hood that had the church on the corner where I sit and talk shit all day cause I wanna. And on top of that, wasn't none of y'all gonna do nothing but keep running your mouth and keep frontin'. Go ahead, say something. I'll wait. I ain't gonna wait too late, cause in a minute I'm escape. Cause there is no debate. No, it's not an option. You gotta keep the cop watch. Sun rooftop, digging in the scene with the gangster leaning up, and we ain't coming down. See on my face, that's